Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
Alert. National Guard troops shot in D.C. I'm Lisa Brady. Just getting reports of 2 National Guard troops shot about a mile from the White House. It is not clear whether those 2 Guard members were from the D.C. National Guard or had been sent from out of state as part of the president's deployment of the Guard to the Capitol to deal with crime. But again, 2 National Guard members shot in Washington, D.C., this happening about a mile from the White House. There is no confirmation yet on their conditions. Police so far calling this a critical incident. No other details yet. Vice President J.D. Vance is visiting Kentucky's Fort Campbell, serving and dining with the troops there as President Trump pushes a plan to end the war in Ukraine.
Trump says his team is making tremendous progress and has directed Special Envoy Steve Witkoff to meet Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow. He will likely be accompanied by President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin, the U.S. Army Secretary, may meet with Ukrainian officials. A white Thanksgiving in parts of the Midwest, especially Michigan's Upper Peninsula.
We've already seen 18 inches of snowfall in parts of the UP, and more of that cold air is going to be crashing down.
Fox Weather's Nick Cordes says more is coming Friday into the weekend, and Chicago could have record November snow. That could affect the return trip for Thanksgiving travels with ripple effects for airports around the country. Airline catering workers protesting last night outside Los Angeles International Airport, and just a short time ago, inside that airport.
It appears that another protest has broken out here at LAX in Terminal 7. It appears that these workers are from USWW.
Fox Business's Max Gordon at LAX around the country. There are hundreds of delays, but so far not many flight cancellations. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It's that time to bundle up. It's cloudy with some winds and 37 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. Feels like 27. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 3:02. You'll also want to watch out for snow this weekend in Indiana.
But the exact snowfall totals are hard to pinpoint. I'm John Herrick. That was the message from Andrew White at the National Weather Service in Indianapolis in a winter weather briefing he gave on Wednesday.
Again, our confidence is greatest as you get further northwest from Indianapolis for those higher end accumulations.
He says the models indicate that travel could be particularly hazardous on both the I-65 and I-70 corridors, with rain also expected to be a factor. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The American Red Cross in Indiana warns that Thanksgiving Day and the day before are the top 2 days for home fires in the U.S. The Indiana Capitol Chronicle said this week cooking leads to nearly 160,000 home fires annually. Cooking is the #1 cause of those, as well as injuries. They say it usually happens when people step away and leave the stove unattended. The Red Cross says to stay right in the kitchen while you're cooking. If you have to leave, just turn the stove off. A working smoke alarm can also save you. A southern Indiana woman was arrested last night in Pike County after being pulled over for a missing license plate light. State police pulled over Leary Ridenauer and found out she had alcohol on her, as well as 4 children in her car. Officers say 3 of those children didn't belong to Ridenauer. She was taken to the Pike County Jail for driving while under the influence. You're paying an average of $2.84 a gallon of gas today, says Gas Buddy. That's down 12 cents from last week. And the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame is releasing a second Kurt Signetti bobblehead after the first edition sold out. Here's Ryan Hedrick.
This new bobblehead will capture IU's head coach with his headset on, his hands on his hips, and a stern look on his face. Unlike the first version, this version doesn't talk. Proceeds from both editions go to support Riley Hospital for Children. The release comes as Signetti's Hoosiers are undefeated heading into their Friday matchup with Purdue. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And you're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:04.
Don Fisher for QC Kinetics. I was struggling with chronic knee pain and wasn't encouraged with the options of risky surgery and pain pills. QC Kinetics offered the best option for me, cutting-edge regenerative medicine. Their non-invasive treatment stimulated my body's own biologics so I could be pain-free and get back to doing what I love, playing golf. QC Kinetics has a fantastic success rate, and it's clear to see why so many Hoosiers are happy to tell their story of how they reclaim their lives with the QC Kinetics approach. Ready to live your life pain-free? Go to qckinetics.com/Indianapolis or call 317-559-PAIN and get a no-obligation consultation. QC Kinetics uses the latest technologies, whether it's stem cell, PRP, plasma, or a number of other advanced therapies. Call QC Kinetics. It'll be the best call you will make. Get back in the game, whatever that is for you. Call 317-559-PAIN.
Traffic at 3:05. Good afternoon, Matt Bear.
Hey, Jake, looking at inbound 69 slows 96th Street, 282nd, and northbound 65 on the northwest side. Stop and go from 465 up to 71st. Downtown, northbound 65, stop and go traffic. Raymond into the south split because of construction, and southbound 65, 70 loaded up from Michigan Street to the south split because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Black Friday prices are in effect now at Grand Appliance on top brands like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, and more. Visit grandappliance.com or your local showroom for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And now here's the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Clouds remain in place this afternoon. Winds gusting 40 miles an hour plus possible. Would not rule out a couple flurries north of I-70 as temperatures hover in the 30s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jake McDaniel on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it! Good afternoon, Indianapolis. This is Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez. That's Indy Spanglish on the Twitter machine, joined by producer Kurt Geralds. And together we are all filling in on the Hammer and Nigel show. We got an amazing lineup for you. We're going to be talking about a Fed rate reduction that is proposed for December. Campbell's Soup is embroiled in controversy as their VP got caught on recording saying some pretty nasty stuff. And then also the EPA has accused them of some significant environmental violations in the region of Ohio from one of their plants. We're also going to be getting into the data center discussions. A new northeastern one has been proposed by Amazon. And of course, this is your pre-Thanksgiving Day celebration. We're going to be playing some clips of Donald Trump at the White House pardoning some turkeys. And it is an amazing pre-Thanksgiving Wednesday. Jerry, happy to be here. How are you?
Happy to be here, too. Listen, they have us in here. Thank you to the fellas for trusting us with their show. We will take great care of it. It's a big day. This is a big day for everybody. A lot of people are at home already starting cooking. I know tonight is amateur hour. Everybody goes out to the bars tonight. So if you're at home just getting together with family, we'd love to have you join us.
And this is also one of the busiest travel days of the year, so make sure if you're on the road, stay safe. And if you're trying to fly out, make sure to leave early and give yourself plenty of time to get through those busy lines at the airport. But like I said, they are proposing a rate reduction at the Federal Reserve that is being advocated by Federal Reserve Governor Christopher Waller and some others, although there is some contention whether or not the market bears that out. And here's what Christopher Waller had to say.
We've gotten no public data or very little public data, but most of the private sector and anecdotal data that we've gotten has said nothing's really changed. The labor market's soft. It's continuing to weaken. Inflation didn't turn out to be quite as bad as we got when we got the CPI report when we look forward. So in that sense, for me, I don't think inflation is a big problem going forward. It's going to start pulling back. But the labor market is still weak and we're getting no evidence telling me it's rebounding, despite what the jobs report for September said. So my concern is mainly the labor market in terms of our dual mandate. So I'm advocating for a rate cut at the next meeting.
I'd buy that for $1. Now, Jerry, I'll tell you, this strikes me as tone deaf for a couple of different reasons. You heard him say that he doesn't believe inflation will continue to be a factor. Now, the rate of inflation has certainly been reduced since Sleepy Joe Biden was the president. I will say that. But if you talk to the man on the street, the average person who's going to the grocery store, inflation absolutely continues to be a factor because it's not keeping pace with wages. And then you get into this proposed rate reduction. They're only proposing a 0.25% cut. Who is significantly profiting from that? If you go out and get a mortgage rate at 0.25% rate reduction, that's not significantly benefiting you. The only people who are really benefited by this rate proposal are the Wall Street mega corporations who operate on the margins. I mean, what's your response to this,
There it is,
Jerry?
100%. Rich people are very happy about this. I went to the grocery store a couple days ago and spent $7 for 1 pound of beef. Was not happy about it.
And the Trump administration has not come up with a compelling solution to the issue of rising costs across the country. Worse yet, they're proposing another idea that could significantly increase cost in the form of added inflation. This $2,000 Treasury check that they are proposing to give to individuals earning less than $100,000. And here's what Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said about the issue. And he made a couple of ridiculous remarks here.
Would a $2,000 tariff dividend check going to people be inflationary?
Well, there are a lot of things that are going to happen next year.
Is that one of them?
And that could be one of them. And again, maybe we could persuade Americans to save that. Because one of the things that's going to happen next year is the Trump accounts. Every child who was born from January 1st for the next 3 years is going to get a government account that goes into the stock market. So every American child born for the next 3 years, starting January 1st, is going to have that. They can take it out when they're 18. They're going to learn the power of compounding, and there's going to be a lot of financial literacy around that.
That boy ain't right.
Did you catch that, Jerry, where he said maybe we can convince Americans to save their $2,000? What do you think of that?
Zero chance it happens, right?
Absolutely
we can agree on that.
not.
I will tell you right now, if Nike's smart, they will drop some Jordans right around when this check comes out, because that's what people are going to do. Buy J's and TVs.
Hop on with us, Kurt. What did you do with your stimulus check when you got it back during the COVID times?
I think
what did you get, 3 of them? I think it was 3.
Yeah, I think I bought a PlayStation 5. I was chilling. I was having a good old time. I ain't gonna lie.
Well,
nobody's saving that.
The collectibles market exploded, and then he's also talking about this $1,000 bond that would be given to newborns for the next 3 years. Who's paying for it and who's managing it is what I want to know. Because that is a pretty complex system, Jerry. Who's sitting on your stock investments for 18 years?
Well, look how Social Security's working out. I would hate to have the government in charge of that.
Well, certainly not. And worse yet, you have knuckleheads like Eric Swalwell, who is currently running for governor of California. He is the sitting United States representative, one of them from California, congressman. And he's now suggesting that he wants to loosen voting restrictions even further and allow people to vote by phone. Jerry, this is scary stuff.
This needs to be prefaced with, ooh, oh, oh. Right? This is American Idol all over again.
That was exactly my take on this is, now you're going to be participating in elections like you participate in American Idol. But here's what Eric Swalwell said.
I want us to be able to vote by phone. I think every Californian. Vote by phone. Yeah, if we can do our taxes, do our make our healthcare appointments, make essentially do your banking online, you should be able to vote by phone. Make it safe, make it secure, but it's actually already happening all over the United States. I want us to be a blue state that doesn't do just a little bit better than like Georgia or Alabama when it comes to like voting access. I want us to max out democracy. Also, as it relates to democracy, if you wait in line for 30 minutes or more, if you do want to vote in person, I think you should fine every county for every minute that a person has to wait longer. We have to be better, not just a little bit better than the other states. The DMV. I don't think Californians should have to go in person to the DMV anymore. I think we can do that virtually. I think you can have the DMV employees do it virtually.
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here guessing about the rules?
Jerry, this doesn't seem absent-minded to me. This seems extremely intentional, what he's trying to do here. What are your thoughts?
I couldn't have said it. This seems purposeful, especially if you want to be the governor of a state like California, which is riddled with illegal immigration. And we learned that they were given illegal cell phones, right, to check in for court appointments. So now they can all just vote if they want to. How do you verify who's who? What stops me from taking your phone, Ethan Hatcher, and voting for somebody?
They're giving away free cell phones. They're, of course, giving away free commercial driver's licenses to people who can't even read English language road signs. They're giving away other forms of identification on the DMV, and that's why I included the side thought to the conversation. Most people were just focusing in on voting by phone, which itself is ridiculous. But did you see he also wants to put the DMV online. So now you're not even interacting with a real person with flesh and blood, and it's going to be easier for people who shouldn't have access, who aren't entitled to access, like illegal immigrants or people who are attempting to commit identity theft or other identification fraud, to acquire those credentials without ever having to show up in person.
I mean, this seems like it's going to be riddled with fraud.
It's going to be riddled with fraud, and of course, it creates the perfect storm for Democrats to benefit from, and that's, of course, why he's engaging in this conversation. Thanks for listening to the Hammer and Nigel show. Jerry Lopez and Ethan Hatcher filling in this afternoon, but first we got to throw it to traffic with Matt Bear. Matt, tell us how the roads are doing.
All right, Ethan, looking at southbound 6570 jams up after the north split down to the south split. That is a construction slowdown, and it's running 5 minutes right now. On the east side, southbound 465 slow from 7274. Northeast side, northbound 69 slow roll from 465 up to 96th. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Black Friday prices are in effect now at Grand Appliance on top brands like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, and more. Visit grandappliance.com or your local showroom for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It is currently 38 degrees outside, so make sure to put your winter coat on. This is the temperature at the American Standard Heating and Weather Center, 93 WIBC. And remember, guys, when you're going to visit your family, it's not a race on the roads. Drive safe, drive at a reasonable speed, and get there safe. Thanks for listening to the Hammer and Nigel show. Ethan and Jerry filling in. Stay tuned to 93 WIBC. We got a lot more on the way.
No, he's dead.
93 WIBC.
A man wanted for several violent crimes is shot dead.
What happens next?
Gas prices now at their lowest level going into the holiday since 2020.
Happens here.
Crowds of people protesting a federal raid.
Stay in the know.
Clashed with ICE agents last night. Protesters were sprayed with chemical irritants.
While you're on the go.
Blizzard warning right now for Thanksgiving.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Hammer and Nigel here. I've had previous experience with weight loss injections, and they worked, but the provider was very impersonal. With Premier Weight Loss, it's a totally different experience, Hammer. Their offices are professional and relaxing and impressive. It's not a compound product. It's true medical guidance, not just a telehealth chat request. And by the way, Hammer, the price of this most popular option is $350 per month.
Everybody's journey is different. I lost 50 pounds on my own, but then I hit a plateau and I couldn't lose anymore. And that's when I reached out for help. And Premier Weight Loss, they customized the plan specifically for me. And they got two different locations. There's one at 96th and Meridian. There's one off 106th and 69. Please stop by pwlnd.com. pwlnd.com. And I'm telling you, you're going to feel so much better. Make sure you tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Indiana can count on.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. If you're planning to propose this holiday, we're ready to make creating your engagement ring a warm, welcoming experience. At Shane Company, we're all about your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. Explore the widest selection of diamonds and ring settings ready for you to see in person, or visit us at shaneco.com. You'll have your ring in days, not weeks. Our friendly jewelry consultants don't work on commission. There's never any pressure, just perfect proposals. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
JMV here. This holiday season, make your home magical with Sundown Gardens and Miss M's Home and Garden. Sparkling Christmas trees, glowing holiday decorations, show-stopping fresh greenery, and trees for inside and out. Sundown and Miss M's has everything you need to turn your home into a winter wonderland. Visit them for wonderful Christmas gifts, delectable chocolates, live trees, wreaths, and more. Come in and get inspired and let the holiday spirit ring. Sundown Gardens, 186th and Spring Mill in Westfield. Miss M's on State Road 135 in Bargersville.
Neighborhoods are popping up everywhere, but if you want something different than what you're currently seeing, Joyner Homes, based out of Greenfield, can build you a unique, custom home on your own private lot or anywhere you can bring your own builder. They've built hundreds of homes across central Indiana. Visit Joyner Homes Model Homes or go to joynerhomes.com to see floor plans and pricing and more. With Joyner Homes, you can even start from scratch if you want. Check out their 5-star Google reviews and visit joynerhomes.com.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the megastores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Do you remember what was happening in America? Families struggling, billions in wasteful spending. But Senator Todd Young fought back. He voted for working family tax cuts, and Senator Young voted to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse, saving taxpayers billions. So call Senator Todd Young at 202-224-5623 and thank him for supporting the Working Families Tax Cut. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's full-service jewelry store.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Some very synthwave stuff, Kurt Geralds. I appreciate that. Rocking on. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show with Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez filling in. And Jerry Campbell's is not looking good right now. They are embroiled in scandal, in controversy, and this is all related to an alleged unjustified firing and some recordings of the vice president making some rather nasty comments about their consumers. Not looking good if you're representing the company there. Now, you sent these stories to me. What do you know about this, Jerry?
Things went down for Campbell's 2 days ago. All right, so they had an employee who was having a meeting, and I guess this vice president has a habit of just running his mouth.
Yeah, he's known for being a bit of a loose cannon in the company.
Talks bad about the ethnicity of employees, talks bad about everybody, and what they caught here will have you go into your cupboard looking at every single can, because I know that's what I did, and it wasn't just Campbell's when I was done looking. It was everything.
Oh, so it's other corporations too.
It's other corporations too.
Now, see, I love Campbell's. I keep like a can of cream of mushroom around for all sorts of sauces. It's kind of like my go-to thing. And Campbell's is still a good soup base, but you're right. People, when they hear what Martin Bally had to say, might think twice about picking up a can.
I told you I went grocery shopping, picked up some Campbell's. 3 days later,
Those allegations are now at the center of a lawsuit claiming the company's vice president went on an hour-long tirade attacking the company's products and employees before taking aim at its customers.
And the former employee recorded it all. Eric Erickson shares that recording and what the company is saying about it.
We have for poor people. Who buys our
And that's just part of an over an hour-long rant, says former security analyst for Campbell's, Robert Garza of Monroe.
I don't buy products barely anymore. It's healthy. Now that I know what the even in a can of soup, I look at meat, bioengineered meat. I don't eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer. You?
The recording allegedly of Campbell's VP and Chief Information Security Officer Martin Bally.
He has no filter.
Bally, along with another supervisor and Campbell Soup Company, named in a lawsuit filed Thursday. The suit claiming Bally made racist remarks, admits to coming to work high, and Garza fired for coming forward.
What do you think about the things that he was saying?
Oh, just pure disgust.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
How do you let somebody with so many personal failings, who seems to be just their life is in shambles, it's falling apart, he doesn't have a filter, he's coming to work stoned, how do you put that person anywhere near a position of responsibility in your company, Jerry?
And he's just running his mouth. But let's go back. He said, do you want to eat a piece of 3D printed meat? Think about that. When we think Campbell's, you're sick, you're at home, I want some chicken noodle soup. it really makes you think about what we've been eating. And it's not just Campbell's. I looked at a bunch of other brands, and they all say bioengineered on the side.
What do they mean by the 3D printed meat? Because is it just like the pink goo that they process chicken into to make the chicken nuggets at McDonald's? Because otherwise, I'm kind of still game for Campbell's because I like it. Look, nothing is better than a little cream of mushroom sauce to go on your chicken and rice when you cook it, like in a cast iron skillet, and do it the right way. Add some fresh mushrooms. It's not like the soup by itself. It's a base, Jerry. You add other things to the soup, because I agree, if you're just eating it like by itself, it leaves a little bit something to be wanting. But if you fancy it up, that's the strength of a Campbell's canned soup, whatever it is.
I understand and I agree. As long as you plug in that printer before you decide to have your soup, then you should be okay. But so I think what we're going to learn is it's not just Campbell's. I think we're as this becomes more public, I think we're going to find out that a lot of the things that we've been eating are quote unquote bioengineered.
You saw this in other cans too?
I saw this in other cans too. Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
Yeah, that's. I think obviously consumers have a right to know what they're eating, and if they're trying to disguise this or be deceptive in any way, that I think is unacceptable. Another thing that Campbell's has recently run afoul of is an accusation by the EPA that they have more than 5,400 violations in a small Ohio town. Jerry, this shocked me. Here was WTOL 11 reporting.
Campbell Soup is admitting to thousands of Clean Water Act violations at its Napoleon plant. Court filings show the company illegally dumped pollutants like phosphorus and E. coli into the Maumee River more than 5,400 times since 2018. Ooh. Environmental groups say that fueled toxic algal blooms in Lake Erie. Now a trial next year will decide penalties and how Campbell has to fix the problem. Campbell responded to the report saying in part, quote, "We have taken a number of steps to improve our operations and comply with environmental regulations. We have been part of the Napoleon community since 1938, and our goal is to reach a settlement that serves the interest of the environment and the community where our employees live and work."
You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
What really galled me about this story, Jerry, was not only that Campbell's didn't deny the pollutants, they essentially copped to the pollutants, but they did deny any adverse effects from these illegal dumpings in a public waterway, Jerry.
5,400 times since 2018.
And they put phosphorus in the waterway. Like, people, look, we have known phosphorus is a significantly, harmful toxin to the human body since the mid-19th century, Jerry. They had these women in London who used to make matchsticks, and the phosphorus would seep through their teeth in the cavities that they had, because this was 19th century, and dentistry was not what it is today, and it would rot their jaws out. So this is terrible, toxic stuff that they are dumping into the river, including this bacteria. So, yeah, things are not looking good over at Campbell's. How did they go so astray, Jerry?
And it's only Wednesday. It's only Wednesday.
It's only Wednesday. Yeah. But we will continue to cover it here on the Hammer and Nigel show. Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez, that's Indy Spanglish on the Twitter machine, are filling in this afternoon. We also heard a troubling report from Fox News earlier in the show that 2 National Guards members were shot just blocks away from the White House in Washington, D.C. It's not been revealed whether they were D.C. troops or whether they came from one of the other states who are helping clean the streets in that area. If we have more information, we will certainly return to that story later in the show. But WIBC News coming up next. Stay tuned.
Hey, what's up? It's Nigel. Had a chance to stop by PA Jewelers in Brownsburg. It's such a great, unique, family-owned jewelry store. Huge selection and probably the most competitive pricing on these beautiful pieces of jewelry that I've ever seen. So, guys, did you forget your anniversary again? Trying to impress a lady in your life? Celebrating a birthday? You have to get to PA Jewelers in Brownsburg. They don't mark up their jewelry like the other guys. Sale prices every single day. PA Jewelers in Brownsburg. Tell them Nigel sent you.
Truck drivers, the holiday rush is here. Take advantage by becoming a Schneider driver. By driving for one of America's busiest carriers, you'll stay busy during the holiday season and throughout the new year. Plus, as a Schneider driver, you'll have access to top quality driver support and newer equipment spec'd with the latest safety and comfort features that drivers want. Don't wait. Get a jump on 2026 by exploring jobs in your area today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
It's the season of giving, so why not give yourself something that lasts? Now through December 15th, Financial Center is offering mortgage and refinance rates as low as 5.50% or 5.9% APR, helping you save more for years to come. Financial Center makes things easy with local experts and options for every homeowner. Start now at fcfcu.com/mortgage. That's fcfcu.com/mortgage. Subject to underwriting guidelines. Not all will qualify. Equal opportunity lender. See website for terms and conditions and MLS number 509724.
Picture this. You're on a date, and then bad breath happens. Confidence gone. Here's the truth. Most gums and mints are just bad breath Band-Aids, but not Zellman's Minty Mouth. The functional breath freshener you swallow. Tiny dual-action capsules with mint on the outside, parsley seed oil inside, clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders, even garlic and onions. Is only available online. Go to Zellmans.com, Zelmins, Zellmans.com, code FRESH for 15% off.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Senator Jim Banks is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Senator Jim Banks at 202-224-4814 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
They say a shooting broke out. Cloudy skies, radar clear, 37 degrees in the Circle City, and it feels like 26. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 3:31. The Department of Homeland Security said today that 2 National Guard members were shot in D.C. It was just blocks from the White House, which is now on lockdown. D.C. police say the suspect is in custody. Snow is expected to accumulate in Indiana both Saturday and Sunday, while Andrew White at the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says he's not entirely sure on the amounts. He is certain about other things.
We are expecting some impacts to continue into early Sunday, but overall we are expecting generally improved conditions as we get through the day on Sunday. But even looking beyond Sunday into Monday and Tuesday, we're expecting temperatures to remain fairly cold.
He says temperatures will hover around the freezing mark well into next week. Millions of people are hitting the roads and airports for Thanksgiving, making today potentially the busiest travel day ever. AAA expects nearly 73 million people in America to travel by car this year alone. A judge upholding a penalty against President Trump, Fox's Ryan Schmelz reports.
President Trump and his former lawyer, Alina Habba, will still have to pay $1 million for filing a lawsuit against Hillary Clinton and James Comey. A federal appeals court upholding the penalty after a judge in 2023 called the lawsuit frivolous and brought in bad faith for an improper purpose. The president and Habba accused Clinton, Comey, and over 24 others of trying to tank the 2016 campaign. This is the second legal setback for the president after a Department of Justice case against Comey was dropped. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
And number 6 Michigan will play number 10 Gonzaga in the Players Era Festival Championship, which is where Iowa State beat Syracuse today, 95-64. Tip-off for Michigan and Gonzaga is tonight at 9:30. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 3:33.
Are you tired of HVAC and plumbing companies with confusing offers? Masters Heating and Cooling keeps it simple. Right now, you can get a full second opinion from one of their Master Comfort Advisors completely free. So you can make your next HVAC decision with confidence and peace of mind. Get a free HVAC second opinion from Masters Heating and Cooling. You can also get an early bird fall tune-up for only $69. Need a new hot water heater? How about $200 off water heater installation or $500 off tankless water heaters? Masters Heating and Cooling. Those are the ones to call for your HVAC needs or those plumbing needs. 0% financing for up to 60 months with qualified system purchase. Call Masters today. 317-207-9983. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-207-9983. Masters Heating and Cooling. 207-9983 or online at mastersindy.com. That's mastersindy.com.
With your WIBC traffic at 334, here's Matt Bear.
West side southbound 465 crash at Rockville Road 36. Right lane is blocked and traffic stop and go back to West 10th Street. Downtown southbound 6570 jams. North split to the south split, a 2-minute delay. Northbound 65 slows Raymond into the south split because of construction. East side southbound 465 slow from 72 South Shadeland Avenue. That's a 4-minute delay. And inbound 69 stop and go traffic 106th Street 282nd for a delay of 3 minutes. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Shopping online might be easy, but it doesn't feel like Christmas. So trade your scrolling for strolling at Sullivan Hardware and Garden in Allisonville. Home and Garden by Sullivan. Soak in the season among holiday decor, gifts, live trees, and more at Sullivan's, where Christmas comes to life. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We're in for a cold and breezy Wednesday night as clouds will begin to decrease as well. Low temperatures falling into the mid-20s. Thanksgiving Day will be our coldest in over a decade for our Thursday, with highs only in the mid-30s, but with breezy winds, despite the return of sunshine, it'll feel more like the teens to 20s. And we carry this cold air over into Black Friday with highs only in the low to mid-30s, and once again, wind chill values in the teens to 20s. I'm Wish TV Star Trek 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jake McDaniel, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez filling in this afternoon for the Hammer and Nigel Show. You got producer Kurt on the board, beep, 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 pushing those buttons and doing the things to keep the show moving. We appreciate your hard work there, sir. And data centers are the hot topic around town. Jerry, these things are not very popular. What's your opinion on the data center situation?
You know, I'm kind of split. I see how these communities are tired of resources going towards these huge data centers. These data centers are getting huge tax breaks. They're coming into these communities and kind of ravaging the resources. I was on the impression of if they bring in all these jobs, great. But in reality, they're not hiring many Hoosiers. They're bringing in HB1 visas or whatever to take a lot of these jobs. So I think I'm kind of against them, but I see that every community has a right to decide for themselves.
It's also a lot of just construction workers, because once you have the data center that's built, it kind of is managing itself besides a few janitorial staff, few IT workers, few, specialized jobs here and there. But you're not talking about throngs and throngs of jobs, but you are talking about a significant impact due to the taxation issue, these 50-year abatements that the governor of Indiana has offered these data centers to relocate here. That's why we're being plagued, Jerry. And this was something that, and he is my representative in the district that I live in here in Indianapolis, the socialist city council member, Jesse Brown. He was talking about the data center issue in his constituent update. And I will give it to Jesse. He cares about what his constituents have to say, as you'll hear here.
Today, we're going to talk about what data centers are, what we can and should do about them, and how you can get involved. Let's check it out.
Okay, not every data center is from big tech, but the ones from big tech are gigantic. They are definitely increasing our nation's electricity use and our utility bills. But why are so many of them coming to Indiana? For once, it's not because of Republicans in the State House. Just kidding. It's always because of Republicans at the State House. Back in 2019, we passed this ridiculous bill that gives them a 50-year sales tax exemption. Yeah, it's basically the new gold rush. But there's still one trick that counties have up their sleeves. Moratorium. That's right. 3 counties have issued total moratoriums stopping all data center projects from moving forward. What do you think, Indianapolis? Should we be going that hard against data centers? Are there other, more middle-of-the-road tactics we should take? I work for you. Tell me how to do my job.
Wow, that is delicious. Finally.
Besides his thoughts on the data centers, I want to focus in on that. Tell me how to do my job. Jerry, do you see that attitude from our lieutenant governor, or for that matter, our sitting governor, Mike Braun? Do they ever care about what their constituents have to say?
Let me tell you something, Ethan. I'm in a really weird place right now because Jesse Brown and I have a little bit of a history.
Oh, a history?
Yeah, so my family's from Cuba, and he's a socialist on the city council. And his wife and I had a little back and forth at the property tax rally.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
But I will tell you this. When he is sounding more reasonable than many of the Democrats in this city, that says a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and they kicked him out of their caucus because he was not afraid to buck against the establishment. And at the end of the day, isn't that what you want to see from your representatives?
100%.
Yeah, free thought and independence. My issue with the data centers is there is an enormous cost in the form of these tax abatements, and then also the pressure that is put on utility generation usage. Your utility rates go up. These are gobbling up significant portions of farmland pretty much permanently, because once you pave over paradise, it's hard to get it back. It takes lots of remedial work to extricate that from the soil, and it's probably just not going to happen. So you're taking away farmland, which is one of Indiana's historical strengths. It doesn't offer enough employment opportunity, and then also this is an emerging industry, Jerry. There's not a guarantee that it's going to be around here for the long term, and then if they do eventually leave, you're left with these large eyesore structures that are hard to transition into anything else, like maybe a warehouse, maybe some kind of office building. It's hard to say, but it's most likely probably just going to sit vacant. That's the problem I have with these things.
Well, and the amount of power that they need as well is such a hinder to all our utilities. The electricity, the water, all of it is an issue for our communities.
And Amazon has announced that they now plan to build a $15 billion new data center in northern Indiana. And this comes after they announced in April of last year that they were investing $11 billion in St. Joseph County, also building another data center. And they claim that this will add 2.4 gigawatts of data center capacity in the region, as well as creating more than 1,100 new high-skilled jobs. But how many of those are temporary workers and how many of those are permanent workers is what I would question there, Jerry.
I agree. How many of those are employees that are going to be moving in here as opposed to hiring Hoosiers? How many of those are going to be HB1 visas? There's a lot of questions. When people say they're going to so many jobs, who's filling those jobs? That's my number one question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you made an excellent point. Many of these corporations are inviting more HB1 visa workers to fill those positions. And it's not just highly technical, highly skilled jobs. We had a report recently that up to 80% of H-1B visa workers are for entry-level or junior-level position jobs here around the United States. It's just a way to circumvent paying Americans an adequate wage and import workers that they are allowed to kind of use threats of deportation as a Damocles sword over them and incentivize them to work for cheaper and work harder. It's a negative incentive, Jerry. These corporations are exploiting the system, and worse yet, Donald Trump says he's not going to do anything about it. He says that Americans don't have any talent and we need these HB1 visa workers. Did you hear that?
I listen. That's the dirty secret about HB1 visas. You get your visa because you work for some organization, some corporation. If you get fired, you go back home, bud.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, it's like indentured servitude, right? You don't cause any ruckus. We'll pay you whatever we want. We'll do whatever, and if it doesn't work out, we'll just send you back home.
Yeah, so it's ultimately the corporations who are benefiting the most from that system. Of course, this is also the day before Thanksgiving, one of the largest travel days of the year, and Secretary Sean Duffy addressed how people have been clothing themselves in our airports, Jerry, and I'm just sad that it needed to be said. Here's the Transportation Secretary.
Some of you might have noticed that we've launched a civility campaign. And I think it's important as we travel that we think about not just ourselves, not just our families, but we think about those who are around us. And we call our better angels. In a busy time, and again, the airports are going to be packed, TSA lines may be a little longer, and as you might not be able to find a seat as you're by your gate because of the number of flights that are going out or coming in. But I think we have to think about how do we do a better job? How do we, maintain maybe some of that frustration we have as we travel this Thanksgiving season? Maybe we should say please and thank you to our pilots and to our flight attendants. I think again I call this just maybe dressing with some respect. Whether it's a pair of jeans and a decent shirt, I would encourage people to maybe dress a little better, which encourages us to maybe behave a little better. Let's try not to wear slippers and pajamas as we come to the airport. I think that's positive.
You have got first world problems if you are wearing your pajamas to the damn airport. Jerry, is it too much to ask people? We're not saying put on a suit. That's Tony's things. Well, you got in order to get on an airplane, you got to dress in a three-piece suit. Okay, Tony Katz, you can do that if you want to and pay for the first class ticket. But for everybody else, look, jeans and t-shirt is fine. Is that too much to ask, Jerry?
Yes, I will wear sweats every time I fly.
Sweats, okay, but not pajamas. Do you sleep in your sweats? Or you sweats your pajamas?
Right, at all. No. But I did work, so this is a true story. I used to work at the city-county building, and people go to court in pajamas. So there's a whole issue. People just don't care. People don't care anymore.
I've been to small claims court. I've never seen anybody wear pajamas at small claims court yet, although I'm sure the day is coming. I do see plenty of people walking around the east side, Linwood, Kroger, where I often shop. They're wearing pajamas, so I know it's an issue. Thanks for listening to the Hammer and Nigel show. Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez filling in. We got more on the way coming up next.
Coming up on Tony Katz today, there's no peace deal in Ukraine yet, but that doesn't mean there can't be a Thanksgiving miracle. After the news at noon on 93 WIBC.
Imagine being the wizard of your own home. With Xfinity, intelligent self-healing Wi-Fi fixes problems like magic. It boostifies speeds to your devices when you need it most, and makes your favorite Wicked content sparklify on every screen. All while a spell of protection helps keep your family safe online. When you're out in Oz, Xfinity Mobile joins Wi-Fi and 5G to keep your phone connected from here to the Emerald City. If you had the most intelligent Wi-Fi from Xfinity, everything would work together for good. And now you can cast a spell to stop time and keep your internet bill steady for 5 whole years. With the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. No contracts or commitments with amazifying equipment included. Xfinity, imagine that. And see Wicked for good, only in theaters November 21st. Restrictions apply, select plans only. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet.
Are you ready to put joint pain behind you and get to a place where persistent pain doesn't control your life? The dedicated orthopedic experts at Community Health Network are here to turn those goals into a reality. With personalized treatment options that include robotic-assisted surgery, we'll help you feel your best so you can get back to enjoying your hobbies again. Learn more about your care options at ecommunity.com/ortho. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Hey, Black Friday's come early to Tom Roush Lincoln with our 999 deal. $9,000 off a new Lincoln Corsair, $9,000 off a new Lincoln Nautilus, or $9,000 off a new Lincoln Aviator. Your choice of any of these great luxury cars, $9,000 off. So get those Black Friday deals all month long at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Corsair stock number L25277, MSRP 5220. Nautilus stock number L25270, MSRP 57235. Aviator stock number L25246, MSRP 65165. See dealer for complete offer details.
Christmas cheer is in short supply for our neighbors who are hungry, homeless, hurting. Today you can give them meals, shelter, and care with a gift to Wheeler Mission. You'll also provide addiction recovery, life skills, job training, and other vital care that transforms lives. Your gift is needed right now as hundreds of hurting people are turning to Wheeler Mission for help every day. Share Christmas cheer. Donate now at wheelermission.org. That's wheelermission.org.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, is it true?
What's that?
Tire Discounters is offering up to $200 off sets of Goodyear tires?
Absolutely.
Plus free alignment and a full synthetic oil change?
You got it.
I'm not one to exaggerate, but that may be the best deal in the history of the world.
But free would be better.
Mike, don't toy with me.
Through the holidays, every day we're open, someone will get their money back on 4 tires.
But I...
Just breathe, Phantom. Breathe.
No purchase necessary and 12/31/25. Visit website for details.
Want Black Friday deals you won't find anywhere else? Then you have to get to Macy's Friday because store-only doorbusters are back. Come in for unbeatable deals like $29.99 diamond pendant necklaces, $5 Disney plush toys, and women's cashmere for $39.99. Plus, get a limited edition parade-inspired shopping bag with qualifying purchase. It's only in stores till 1 p.m. Friday and only at Macy's. Savings off select styles. Exclusions apply. See store for details.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it! Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
See the diamonds at Pierce Jewelers. Diamond earrings, diamond pendants, diamond rings, and diamond bracelets. They shop the world to bring you the best. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
If you stopped paying your financial advisor, would they still be your friend? A different look at retirement planning with Greg Ayler. Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBC.
Shopping online might be easy, but it doesn't feel like Christmas. Trade your scrolling for strolling. Bring your family and make it part of your tradition. Sullivan's, where Christmas comes to life.
Head online to the contest page at WIBC.com and enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra Thursday, December 4th at Cambridge Fieldhouse.
Traffic beast Matt Bear giving us the latest reports.
All right, what's happening, fellas? Looking at inbound 69, stop and go traffic, 106 to 465. It's a 5-minute delay. West side southbound 465, slow off Crawfordsville Road down to Rockville Road. East side southbound 465, stop and go traffic, 72 south Shadeland Avenue, a 3-minute delay. At southbound 6570, that's construction. North split down to the south split, a 1-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Shopping online might be easy, but it doesn't feel like Christmas. So, trade your scrolling for strolling at Sullivan Hardware and Garden in Allisonville. Home and Garden by Sullivan. Soak in the season among holiday decor, gifts, live trees, and more at Sullivan's, where Christmas comes to life. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It is currently a frigid 38 degrees, so put on your coat and turn up the temperature at the American Standard Heating Weather Center for 93 WIBC.
All the leaves are brown. You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
And the sky is gray. Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez filling in, and I'm feeling pretty jealous of these guys that found a real treasure in their San Francisco mother's attic. Did you see this, Jerry?
I have not seen this.
They found a copy of the first issue of Superman in near mint condition, graded 9.0, and one of the highest gradings for the comic book industry. This thing sold at auction in Texas for $9.3 million. This is a crazy story.
We had for auction the very highest certified graded copy of Superman #1, graded 9.0 on a scale of 1 to 10, and there was a lot of spirited bidding. It shattered the previous world record, and I think a lot of people, globally got very excited to see something like this. And I think what actually really added to the story was how it was found, that this was, a new find that no one had ever seen before. A few months ago, a form was submitted through our website saying they had a Superman #1 and a few other comic books. And as you can imagine, we get a lot of requests like that. There's a lot of reprints of Superman 1, and luckily they had some nice pictures. So I immediately called them, and they told me they found it in the attic in San Francisco area while they were cleaning out her mother's house, and it ended up being in unbelievable condition. So I jumped on the next flight and flew out to San Francisco and went and saw it in person.
Almost $9.3 million, Jerry. I'll bet that made those three brothers very happy. Apparently, Ma had been telling them for years, "Oh, children, I have a valuable comic collection up in the attic. Don't throw it away after I die." And they never went to look. This was a surprise to them. They're like, "Oh, crap, I guess it was valuable."
I mean, this is like a child's dream, right?
Yeah.
You collect cards, you collect comic books, and you just hope one day, when you get older, one of these things hits.
Did you or Kurt have any toys that you had when you were a younger person that ended up being valuable collectibles?
Not toys, but I was a big basketball card collector and stuff like that. I still have the book of all my old cards. Never took them anywhere to get graded or anything.
You never had them graded?
Passed down to me was a bunch of baseball cards from the 80s, and then I regret now seeing the market. I collected Pokemon cards as a child, And the explosion of that market recently is insane, and I wish I would have kept some of those because they'd be worth something now.
I used to have some first-run Lego Star Wars sets, and I was the nerdy kid that kept them, like, together, but I let my stupid friends talk me into taking them apart and then mixing it all together and playing with it. I mean, I had fun playing with my Legos, but in retrospect, I wish I kept those things together because some of those sets are selling for hundreds of dollars online today.
$9.3 million fine.
That's the find of the century. Also wanted to remark that it is the 20-year anniversary of the Xbox 360, originally released November 22nd, 2005. I don't know if you're a big gamer, Jerry, but I had some fun times on the Xbox 360. In my opinion, the 7th generation was the best time, bar none, to be a gamer. You think about so many great hits that came out at that time. Fallout New Vegas, Skyrim, World at War, Halo 3. That was a phenomenon. There's so many good games, so many innovative games that in some ways the creativity hasn't been replicated. You a gamer, Jerry?
I'm a gamer. I made the switch to PlayStation maybe 2 years ago, but I will tell you right now that nothing beats Nintendo 64 GoldenEye. I don't care who you are. When that game came out, that's all we played.
Nintendo 64 was some fun times. I liked Star Fox 64. That was my jam. And lots of good games, certainly. And PlayStation was definitely the better hardware competitor.
20 years.
20-year anniversary. Having that built-in Blu-ray was also nice. Thanks for listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show. Stay tuned to 93 WIBC.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Stuck in a job that just isn't getting it done? Maybe it's time to go for IT. Whether you're just starting out, switching careers, or a military veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you launch a rewarding career in IT in months. No prior experience needed. Why spend years getting a traditional degree when your future in IT can start right now? Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Your most powerful upgrade? Your career. Go for it. Go for IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
It's the season of giving, and my friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling invite you to join them in a wonderful cause. During the month of November, Hope is raising money for the Colburn Place and will match donations up to $10,000. Colburn Place is where survivors find safety, support, and hope for a new beginning, and Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is proud to support such a fantastic local organization. To donate, please visit colburnplace.org/hope. That's colburnplace.org/hope. Let's help bring joy to those who need it most.
Struggling with chronic joint pain? Don't want risky surgery or endless pills? QC Kinetics is your answer. Our non-invasive treatment stimulates your body's own biologics and has a fantastic success rate without lengthy recovery or harmful medications. Ready to live your life pain-free? Go to qckinetics.com/Indianapolis or call 317-559-PAIN and get a no-obligation consultation. Whether it's stem cell, PRP, or a number of other revolutionary therapies, QC Kinetics should be the last call you make. Call 317-559-PAIN.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country. But Senator Jim Banks is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Senator Jim Banks at 202-224-4814 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. For service today. Today.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, forecasters say you'll want to watch out for snow this weekend. Some advice from the Indiana region of the American Red Cross that's important to know for Thanksgiving. And it's not just Indiana's winning football season that's being recognized. You'll hear about a new product. Those stories and more next after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
This is a Fox News alert. A deadly shooting just blocks from the White House. I'm Lisa Brady. West Virginia's governor just confirming that both National Guard members who were shot in D.C. this afternoon were from his state and that both have died. It is not known yet what led to the shooting. Vice President J.D. Vance moments ago.
Soldiers, whether they're active duty, reserve, or National Guard, our soldiers are the sword and the shield of the United States of America.
The vice president speaking during a visit to Kentucky's Fort Campbell that was already underway, asking for prayers for the Guard members. That was just before West Virginia's governor confirmed they had died from their injuries. President Trump, who's in Florida for Thanksgiving, had posted earlier that the Guard troops were critically wounded and that a suspect was also in the hospital, severely wounded. The president calling that person an animal and vowing they would face justice. Also calling military and law enforcement personnel truly great people. Again, the shooting happened near a subway station not far from the White House. Fox's Mark Meredith in D.C.
This would be on the north side of the White House. The helicopter takes off on the south side where we see those pictures all the time. This would be the north side, about 2 blocks from there, not too far from some of the better hotels in the area. We're just about a block or so away from the St. Regis, as well as a number of government buildings. But it would traditionally be pretty quiet this time of day because it's a holiday weekend.
U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi just confirming that federal agents are on the scene. The FAA says normal flight operations are resuming at D.C.'s Reagan National Airport after temporarily pausing arrivals because of the locations of some aircraft involved in responding to the shooting. Again, for now, the shooting's under investigation, but West Virginia's governor confirming the 2 Guard members shot today in D.C. were West Virginia Guard members and both have died. Wall Street rallies, the Dow up 314 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
When is the snow going to touch down? Radar is clear for now. It's cloudy and 37 degrees in downtown Indy. Feels like 26. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 4:02. The snow is supposed to arrive in Indiana soon. John Herrick reports.
The snow is projected to accumulate the most both Saturday and Sunday, with the northern part of the state getting the highest amounts. But as for how much?
Still certainly too early to be going into specifics on numbers.
Andrew White's a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis. In a weather briefing on Wednesday, he said if you're going anywhere throughout the state on those 2 days, you'll need to be ready.
Travel on the I-65 corridor is going to be very difficult during the day on Saturday, especially as we get into the afternoon and evening hours.
Same for the I-70 corridor, too, he says. It's also likely that the snow transitions to rain at some point this weekend. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The American Red Cross in Indiana is sharing some serious safety tips for Thanksgiving and the day before. The Red Cross said this week cooking is the leading cause of home fires, and nearly 160,000 of those happen annually. The Indiana Capital Chronicle adds to avoid wearing anything loose or with dangling sleeves near the stove. If a fire starts, The Red Cross urges you to have working smoke alarms installed, especially near the kitchen. Republican leadership insists the special session on redistricting is about transparency, not theatrics, but Indiana State Representative Mitch Gore, a Democrat, calls it political theater.
These members' no votes are planned. They are allowed off the leash by the Speaker because this issue is deeply unpopular across the state, but especially in their districts. So I say, if they're really opposed, they can refuse to show up.
Speaking to WIBC's Tony Katz, Gore criticized the Indiana General Assembly's plan to reconvene December 1st, announced by House Speaker Todd Houston, to further debate redrawing the state's congressional maps. The statewide average for gas today is $2.84 a gallon, says AAA, and the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame is releasing a second IU head coach Curt Cignetti bobblehead. This new bobblehead captures Cignetti with his headset on and hands on his hips. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 4:04.
We know that around the holidays, things don't always go as planned. That's why Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. So make memories this season in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Over 2,000 to choose from. And buy with zero down. Yes, zero down delivers. Every Hubler Q certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. It includes a 128-point vehicle inspection, plus a free Carfax history report. Plus, we'll pay top dollar for your trade. Bring Hubler your old car for an immediate appraisal. No matter where your plans take you, spread cheer all season long, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Happy holidays, Indiana. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 convenient locations. Select models, approved credit. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
You've got WIBC traffic at 4:05 with Matt Bear.
Inbound 69, 4-minute delay, 106th Street, 282nd. Southbound 465 on the east side. It's slow, 70 down to 74, continuing down to Arlington Avenue. Southbound 65, 70 downtown, delayed 3 minutes from the north split to the south split. And on the west side, southbound 465, stop and go traffic from 74 down to West 10th. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. The Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield brings whole health to Brookside 54 with a food pantry, nutrition tips, and a new fitness space for teachers through Impact Fitness Foundation. Learn more at anthem.com/indy/community. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now here's the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Cold and breezy Wednesday night as clouds will begin to decrease as well. Low temperatures falling into the mid-20s. Thanksgiving Day with highs only in the mid-30s, but with breezy winds, despite the return of sunshine, it'll feel more like the teens to 20s. And we carry this cold air over into Black Friday with highs only in the low to mid-30s, and once again, wind chill values in the teens to 20s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jake McDaniel on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it! Happy pre-Thanksgiving, everybody. You are rocking and rolling with the team here on the Hammer and Nigel show. I'm Ethan Hatcher. That's Jerry Lopez, known as Indy Spanglish on the Twitter machine. Together, we're joined by producer Kurt Gerald's on the board, pushing the buttons and doing the things to make the show function. And Jerry, we were talking about this last hour. Part of my opposition to the data centers is because it eats up so much farmland and it's irreversibly taken away because you're paving over paradise. And here is more evidence why that is a good opinion to have, because Hoosiers are paying significantly less for Thanksgiving than their neighboring states. Part of that is because we live in this agricultural state. Jerry?
Yeah, I mean, it makes complete sense, but let's be honest. We're still paying too much for Thanksgiving.
Well, yeah, we're definitely paying too much. That money does not go as far as it used to. I don't think I'm saying anything that anybody would be surprised by.
Which is why it's very important to listen to the crazy coupon lady, Hammer's wife, who will get you Thanksgiving for less than $100.
Crazy coupon lady is insanely good at finding a deal. She really works hard at that, and you can get some fantastic insights from old Crystal Hammer for sure. Hoosiers are paying an average of $53.62 or $5.36 a person for a dinner of 10. That is an increase of 0.6% from last year, a national average of $55.18. 3% lower is what the Hoosiers are paying than our national counterparts. So I'll take that. Any kind of savings that you can get is worth it in the long run. A penny saved is a penny earned, I believe, as one of our founding fathers, Benjamin Franklin, used to say. What are your plans for Thanksgiving this year, Jerry?
I'm going to Terre Haute this year for Thanksgiving. Yeah, my family here, for those of you that don't know, my mom came from Cuba. She's one of 12, but she's the only one here. So my family's very small. It's my mom, my brother, my sister, me, and our children now. So when I go out there, it's with her family, and it's really cool to see 50 people at Thanksgiving and all that stuff. So really looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. How do you cram all those people in one place? Are you doing it at somebody's house?
Yeah, so they have big farmland and all that, yeah. It was cool.
You have to get serving tents for outside, just like the White House has to do before, of course, they built that ballroom.
There it is.
So, yeah, I've got some pretty simple Thanksgiving plans for this year. It's just going to be me and Dad, a couple of bachelors, and we're going to the Cracker Barrel because I've learned not to go overly fancy with my father. I tried to take him, and we didn't go, like, all out. We just went to the Weber Grill, and he's complaining about, oh, son, this costs $50 a plate. That's $50 is pretty good for a Thanksgiving dinner, but that's fine. If eating at the Cracker Barrel makes him happy, I am all too happy to oblige. Thanksgiving is about spending time with your family. That's the most important thing, and as long as the meal is halfway decent, which they do a good job at Cracker Barrel, minus their rebranding attempts.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how. So it's not an election year, right? So hopefully the political talk has subsided now during Thanksgiving and we can go back to being family again.
Well, temporary subsiding because, of course, we have the midterms coming up in the next year, and those are going to be gearing up fast, Jerry.
That's true. And TDS doesn't go away.
Absolutely. White House, of course, had their annual turkey pardon, and you had a rather media-savvy turkey make an appearance before the press.
Oh, want to give us a gobble? Spreads the turkey gospel. Yippee!
I love that he responded to him. That's great. That perfect timing.
Almost immediately, too.
Mm-hmm. Right on cue. Donald Trump also took an opportunity to use the Thanksgiving Day turkey pardon to take jabs at his political opponents, including Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. I mean, this was pretty funny, I gotta admit.
The turkeys being pardoned today go by the names of Gobble and Waddle. When I first saw their pictures, I thought we should send them, I shouldn't say this. I was gonna call them Chuck and Nancy. But then I realized I wouldn't be pardoning them. I would never pardon those two people. I wouldn't pardon them. I wouldn't care what Melania told me. Darling, I think it would be a nice thing to do. I won't do it, darling.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Who else but Donald Trump would use the Thanksgiving Day turkey pardon to take a jab at their political opponents? But I've learned that that's just part of the charm. What say you, Jerry?
I mean, I am here for it. If I was on the other side, it would be really annoying, but luckily I support him, so I'm good.
Yeah, no, I'm sure the left is constantly annoyed with the way he interacts with the media, but again, that's part of the strength of Donald Trump. And who do you think was the first president to engage in the first official turkey pardon there, Jerry?
Oh, wow. I couldn't even begin to guess. I mean, does it go as back far as...
I will give you a hint that it is more recent than you might think. What say you, producer Kurt Gerald? You got any insight on who the first president to do an official turkey pardon was?
I do not. I don't.
Jimmy Carter.
A little later than that. This dates back to just after Ronald Reagan left office. The first president to pardon a turkey was George H.W. Bush.
No
so
way.
Bush 41, correct? I think that started in 1989 or 1990. Was the first official turkey pardon.
That's not long at all.
No, that's not long. And it falls right in line with a political theory that I used to work with a guy that my grandparents had hired to work on their property. So he's a maintenance man. And he always had this political theory about where America went astray. And he said every photograph before John F. Kennedy was stoic and serious. And then after John F. Kennedy, every president had a goofy ass smile on their face. And that's where we went wrong. So, of course, a turkey pardon, something like that and lighthearted, is going to come about in an environment that invites a less serious approach to power and leadership.
Yeah, definitely. And going back to the funny pictures, right? Look at the wall of presidents that Donald Trump has, right? And the one for Joe Biden
was the auto pen. He also made a joke about the auto pen at the turkey pardoning ceremony. He said that the Biden era turkey pardon was invalidated.
2 handsome Thanksgiving turkeys, and this is their lucky day. This is a lucky day for them. But before going any further, I want to make an important announcement, because you remember last year, after a thorough and very rigorous investigation by Pam Bondi and all of the people at Department of Justice, the FBI, the CIA, the White House Counsel's Office, and the Department of Everything. We have a Department of Everything. You know what that is? I think that's called the White House. Into a terrible situation caused by a man named Sleepy Joe Biden. He used an auto pen last year for the turkey's pardon. So I have the official duty to determine, and I have determined that last year's turkey pardons are totally invalid. As are the pardons of about every other person that was pardoned other than, where's Hunter?
Now that's comedy.
Donald Trump is a mess and a half, ladies and gentlemen.
He doesn't miss an opportunity to troll.
No, and I mean, having Donald Trump say stuff like that just every day is like salt in the wound for the left, and they're weeping and gnashing their teeth. They're like Lazarus in hell. Just give me a drop of water, Lord. Just give me that drop of water. Thanks for listening to the Hammer and Nigel show. We're having a lot of fun, and we got Matt Baer with the traffic department. Matt, what you got planned for the Thanksgiving holidays?
I'm going to work. I'm going to be doing traffic for other cities.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so you are dedicated not only to the safety of Indianapolis citizens, but to the safety of citizens abroad. I appreciate your generosity and self-sacrifice, sir. Tell us
Right.
what's going on the Indy roadways.
Right, east side southbound 465, stop and go traffic from 7274. That is a delay right now of 9 minutes. Inbound 69 slow after 106th Street, 282nd. And southbound 6570 jams up north split to the south split because of construction. Traffic sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light. With the free AutoZone Fix Finder service, it'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It is a frigid 37 degrees, but it feels like 20 degrees with the wind. I did a little bit of walking around outside, and it almost blew my hat off. So make sure to bring a tight, warm jacket and turn the heat up. Keep yourself comfy with your furnace, provided by the fine folks at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. For 93 WIBC, stay tuned. This is Ethan and Jerry filling in on the Hammer and Nigel show.
Put on a red tie, take a picture on the red carpet, then settle in for a night where politics actually makes sense. And the punchlines are intentional.
This year wasn't just unpredictable. It needed subtitles.
Be part of an evening with smart conversation, outstanding bourbon, and that signature Tony Katz blend of insight and entertainment. This is a night that will make your friends jealous if they don't join you. Tony Katz presents Trump 1 year later, January 24th. Get your tickets at WIBC.com.
Black Friday deals are happening all month long at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. You can lease a new Ford Escape or a Bronco Sport for just $339 a month. Plus, you could save over $13,000 on a new Ford F-150. You always get more with Andy Moore's Get More Guarantee. More savings, more selection, and more for your trade. Buy your vehicle 100% online. It is so easy to do at AndyMooreFord.com, and Andy Moore will deliver it right to your door. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield is the place for your car, truck, and SUV. And if you've got a business, Andy Moore Ford is the place for your commercial vehicle. Not only to get your new medium to heavy-duty F-Series trucks, but their service bays can handle vehicles up to 35,000 pounds. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield for all the Black Friday deals. Check them out, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at Andy Moore Ford. That's Andy Moore, M-O-H-R. I love Andy. AndyMooreFord.com.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov.
It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220. That's Hammer and Nigel to 46220. Or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Everybody knows Hubler's got the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles. But did you know? Now you can get that same limited powertrain warranty on new Toyotas. Introducing the all-new Hubler Toyota. Get grand opening savings all month long. And right now, lease a new 2025 RAV4, just $349 per month. Or a new 2026 Corolla, $219 per month. Plus, choose from Camrys, Corollas, Highlanders, Tundras, and more.
Hubler's got you covered.
At the all-new Hubler Toyota on US 31 South in Indianapolis. Visit HublerToyota.com. Grand opening savings and the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles.
Cover me!
Select models, approved credit, plus tax tag title license, 249 dealer doc, 36 months RAV4 model 4432, 39 months Corolla model 1852, 29.99 due, 0 security, 10,000 annual miles, 15 cents per mile thereafter, expires 11/30.
Picture this, you're on a date, and then bad breath happens. Confidence gone. Here's the truth. Most gums and mints are just bad breath Band-Aids, but not Zellman's Minty Mouth. The functional breath freshener you swallow. Tiny dual-action capsules with mint on the outside, parsley seed oil inside, clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders, even garlic and onions. It's only available online. Go to Zellmans.com, Zelmins, Zellmans.com, code FRESH for 15% off.
Do you remember what was happening in America? Families struggling, billions in wasteful spending. But Senator Todd Young fought back. He voted for working family tax cuts, and Senator Young voted to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse, saving taxpayers billions. So call Senator Todd Young at 202-224-5623 and thank him for supporting the Working Families Tax Cut. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com. This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers, designers of fine jewelry.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Is This Anything is presented by Indiana Unclaimed, a program brought to you by the Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with lots of lost property and cash each week. You can visit it at indianaunclaimed.gov. And Jerry Lopez, I've gotten some money back from the Indiana Unclaimed services. It was a small check, but $75 is $75. I'll take it. You said you've had some luck with Indiana Unclaimed as well?
Yeah, I heard it here with the fellas. They were talking about it, and I went home and just looked it up. I got $400-something, and I didn't really need to put in that much information, just whatever was on my my license, and they sent me a check within 2 weeks. That's a true story.
That's nothing to sneeze at, and you can claim yours at indianaunclaimed.gov. As you know, Jerry, Is This Anything? The rules are simple. We give you some of the top stories from around the nation, and we ask the question, is this anything or not? And you can elaborate, and we can dive in further. AI could replace 40% of American jobs, this according to the McKinsey report that finds with today's technology, AI agents and robots are ready to automate about 57% of the work hours in the United States. So I ask you, Jerry, is this anything or not?
Yeah, this is a huge problem if we don't get it figured out before that happens, because we really will need to talk about universal basic income if it actually takes over.
Well, see, I don't think we'll ever have to talk about universal income because work just transitions. It just changes shape. It never goes away. Technology has been a story of continuous improvement. You think, are there any are there many blacksmiths around in today's society? No, because the industrial technology has improved. We no longer need their services, but there's not this class of permanently unemployed blacksmiths. It's just the transitionary period that I think is ultimately difficult for a lot of people. Like, if you have a certain set of skills and you've been employed in a position all your life and you're not necessarily at an age where you can enter a new industry or acquire new skills, I think those people can be displaced, but ultimately labor just changes shape.
It sounds like you're referring to my whole generation, right? The go to college crowd is going to lose their jobs to AI, right? The people that have been in job now, people like my kids, well, you need to really get into labor, right? Become a plumber, electrician. AI is not going to pull cable.
Yeah, you can't have a robot do your plumbing or construction or renovation,
right, you're safe.
And those are valuable skills. We got another story. Elizabeth Booker Houston, who is a black lawyer that's based in Washington, D.C., brazenly confesses to race-based pricing on camera, and we have some audio from that.
I love to overcharge white people and organizations and do pro bono work for black orgs. And that's just me being very blunt. I will give them ridiculous rates, and then I'll have like a nonprofit or a black org or somebody doing some work, and they'll be like, I've only got this much money. And I'm like, keep it. A white person just cut me a check. Let's do this for free.
Stop raising!
Oh, well. So, Jerry, I ask you, is this anything?
Yeah, she's being blunt, and I'm going to be blunt, too. This would be a problem if she was white saying that against black people. We would all have heard this story if she was like, I charge black people way more than I charge whites, and for whites, I would do pro bono. But for some reason, when the races are reversed, doesn't seem to be that big of a deal.
Regardless of the races that are involved, more importantly, she has violated federal law, specifically the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prevents discrimination on the basis of race. And so what she's copping to here is a crime, and she should be prosecuted accordingly, in my opinion.
Completely racist.
Yes, it would be unacceptable for
anybody.
Yeah, anybody of any race. It's the actions that are deplorable here. Indianapolis is also considering Irvington for a designated outdoor refreshment area, and Wish TV8 reported on this.
Well, Indianapolis may soon have its first DORA district, or designated outdoor alcohol areas. Tomorrow, the Rules and Public Policy Committee will hear a proposal that could make Irvington a place where you can publicly bring drinks from the bars outdoors and walk around. News 8's Kat Sandoval.
DORA has some people divided. Supporters say this will boost business, while others say they're concerned about safety. I spoke to Councilor Andy Nielsen, who says he's listened to residents' concerns and is tweaking the proposal in time for tomorrow's meeting.
So we've heard overwhelming support from the community, everywhere from neighbors to community leaders and other businesses, that this is something they're excited about for our neighborhood. This could be a positive development. But we also heard some of the comments that came in on Tuesday, and we got to work.
Initially, the proposal covered one large area. The new amendment Nielsen will pitch tomorrow is broken down into two smaller sections. Nielsen says it's to ensure that streets where you can drink are more focused next to bars instead of on residential areas.
Irvington proposed a location of a new designated outdoor refreshment area. Jerry, is this anything?
So as somebody who lives outside of 465, or as I call it, the Circle of Death, I'm gonna audible to you because you're probably more versed on Irvington and what this would do.
I live right next to Irvington, as a matter of fact. I'm close to the intersection of Washington and Emerson, which is right on the outskirts of Irvington. This would not change the life of Irvington significantly, at least negatively. There's only possible benefits. We already got a bunch of homeless people wandering around and drunks in the middle of the street. As long as people are behaving in a responsible way, then this is a benefit to the community. It is going to offer more commerce opportunities, and there's no reason why responsible adults shouldn't be able to bring their beverages outside. Again, as you're just not acting the fool and making an ass out of yourself, then this is fine to me. I have no problems with this. Yeah. No, it's always about enforcement. Thanks for listening to 93 WIABC. Coming up next, we're going to talk about Joy Reid making a very offensive commentary about Vice President J.D. Vance and his Hindu wife, and we'll get more into that after WIBC dives into the news coming up next. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, is it true?
What's that?
Tire Discounters is offering up to $200 off sets of Goodyear tires?
Absolutely.
Plus free alignment and a full synthetic oil change?
You got it.
I'm not one to exaggerate, but that may be the best deal in the history of the world.
But free would be better.
Mike, don't toy with me.
Through the holidays, every day we're open, someone will get their money back on 4 tires.
But I...
Just breathe, Phantom. Breathe.
No purchase necessary. Ends 12/31/25. Visit website for details.
This holiday season, make your home magical with Sundown Gardens and Miss M's Home and Garden. From sparkling Christmas trees to glowing holiday decorations and show-stopping fresh greenery and trees for inside and out, Sundown and Miss M's has everything you need to turn your home into a winter wonderland. Visit them for wonderful Christmas gifts, delectable chocolates, live trees, wreaths, and more. Come in, get inspired, and let the holiday spirit ring. Sundown Gardens, 186th and Spring Mill in Westfield. Miss M's on 135 in Bargersville.
Press 1 for balances. Press 2 for deposits. Press 3 to scream into the void.
We get it. These days, it's all phone menus and chatbots. But business banking doesn't have to be that way. Bank with Horizon and discover the power of real AI, advisor intelligence. Real people who answer calls, know your business, and go above and beyond to help you succeed. Get started today at horizonbank.com/businessai.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Progressive presents a testimonial of sorts.
Hey, slow down!
Oh, yeah? Well, you drive like my grandma. She's a very attentive and courteous driver who wears a seatbelt and always uses her turn signals. She's also a talented painter and has very low cholesterol. Not that that has anything to do with her drive. We just thought a more complete picture of who she is might be interesting. Anyway, have a nice day.
Safe driver? Get Snapshot from Progressive and get a personalized rate based on how you drive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
There's lots of things forecasters are looking at. It's cloudy with winds during the day and 37 degrees in downtown Indy. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 4:30. That's when it comes to the Indiana weather.
Our main thing of concern through Thursday and Friday is going to be our wind chill forecast.
In a winter weather briefing today, Andrew White at the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says there is a strong possibility for snow Saturday and Sunday, especially in northern Indiana with lighter accumulations the further south you go. 2 West Virginia National Guard members deployed to Washington, D.C. have been shot near the White House today. Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullen tells Fox's The Story with Martha McCallum, the Capitol has been made safer.
You're seeing people be able to go about their normal day. That's because of President Trump, so I know he's paying attention to this. I know his heart's going out for him.
President Trump says a suspect was also shot, taken to a hospital, and then taken into custody. Neither National Guard member survived the shooting. Trump also made a move regarding next year's G20 summit, deciding to prevent a country from attending it. Fox's Ryan Schmelz.
South Africa is not allowed to participate in the summit held in Miami. That according to President Trump, who says the U.S. will stop all payments and subsidies to the country. The president chose not to send a delegation to the summit recently hosted by South Africa, saying white Africans were being violently prosecuted in the country, saying in a Truth Social post, quote, South Africa has demonstrated to the world they are not a country worthy of membership anywhere. South Africa has denied that claim. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Coca-Cola is now facing legal action from the Johnny Cash estate. The claim centers on an advertisement that used a tribute singer's voice to trick football fans into thinking Cash was endorsing the product. And number 6 Michigan and number 10 Gonzaga will play each other tonight in the Players Era Festival Championship. Tip-off at 9:30. With your WIBC closing bell report, the Dow finished the day up 314 points to 47,427. The S&P 500 rose 46 points to 6812, and the NASDAQ gained 189 points to 23,214. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 4:33.
Man, it's cold out there, and if you spent all last winter thinking that it was time to replace your windows, but you didn't want to spend the money or have your windows done in the middle of the winter, it's a good thing you waited, because now, during Window Nation's end-of-year sale this November, you can save big on windows. 50% off all window styles and 0% financing for 5 years.
Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good, you'll actually save money on lower utility bills every month, and they're backed with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. That's a real peace of mind when choosing the right company to upgrade your home. Prefer to hear what others have to say about Window Nation? Check out their over 45,000 5-star customer reviews. Put an end to your window problems. Window Nation's end-of-the-year sale. It's your chance to save big with 50% off all window styles plus 0% financing for 5 years. 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com.
Traffic at 434. What do you have, Matt Bear?
Jake, southbound 69's a little bit slow, 96 to 465. Those northbound lanes also tied out of the 465 interchange up to 96th Street. Southbound 6570 delayed downtown, 6 minutes. North split to the south split, and northbound 65 slow from Raymond into the south split because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Shopping online might be easy, but it doesn't feel like Christmas. So trade your scrolling for strolling at Sullivan Hardware and Garden. And Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. Soak in the season among holiday decor, gifts, live trees, and more at Sullivan's, where Christmas comes to life. I'm Matt Bear with Traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And now here's the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Cold and breezy for our Wednesday night with decreasing clouds, lows in the mid-20s. And then we're in for the coldest Thanksgiving day in over a decade with highs in the mid-30s, but feels like temperatures in the teens to 20s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jake McDaniel on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
This is the Hammer and Nigel Show. Ethan and Jerry filling in this afternoon. Happy to be with you guys, and joined by Kurt Gerald's on the board, pushing the buttons and doing the things to make the show function. Jerry, you sent me some pretty shocking audio from Joy Reid, who went into what I can only describe as an incredibly racist diatribe, where she made some terrible assertions about MAGA using illegal as the N-word to describe brown people, as if illegal people can't come from any country around the world. And then also some horrible things about J.D. Vance and his wife. This is the peek into the warped mind of a racist leftist. Let's play the audio.
Vance has a problem in that the base of MAGA is fundamentally racist. Yeah, I know people don't like it when you say it, but it's the emergence from the Tea Party to MAGA. Yeah. Tea Party, when you finally did the actual data, PRRI and others, the thing that most motivated them was race and hatred of non-white immigrants. Mm-hmm. What most motivates MAGA? Hatred of non-white immigrants. Yeah. They're obsessed with non-white immigrants and undocumented people. They use the term illegals, which is just the N-word for brown people. 100%. If you want to say the N-word and it's about brown people, you say illegals. I'm sorry I said it again. That is me saying the N-word. That is what it is, right? And that's what motivates them. So they can't have the successor to MAGA be the guy with the brown Hindu wife. They're also Christian nationalists. That ain't gonna work. That's why he's throwing his wife under the bus. Or Usha. Or she's in on it, right?
And playing slap and tickle with Erica Kirk's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. Now, she's like in her Tammy Faye era.
Okay. Holding on the back of his head and rubbing on his head.
Some weird shit.
Baby. Don't do that to Jason. I'm going to start thinking something's going on. Why are you holding the back of his head? I'm like, you're not doing that right thing. You're supposed to be a widow. You in leather pants? That's not widow wear.
Could you imagine if...
Wouldn't it be the most perfect fairy tale, MAGA fairy tale?
Yeah.
If he finally sees the light that he needs a white queen instead of this brown Hindu.
Whoa!
Stop it, please, I beg you! It's a sin! It's a sin! It's a sin!
Jerry, I'm struggling how to even begin unpackaging this.
That's some gross stuff.
Yeah, I can tell you for a fact, as a first-generation American citizen, that illegal refers to illegal immigrants. It's not brown people.
That's illegal with a hard L.
Per witty, yeah. But yeah, it's crazy. This is why the left does such a bad job, because they're just so dumb. They don't talk about the issues. They make everything about race. Everything has to be about race.
Well, and the layers of how disgusting that comment is, that J.D. Vance would leave his wife that he loves on the basis of race and exchange her for the widow of Charlie Kirk. There is so many layers of effed up to that. It's like crazy lasagna. I mean, a lasagna of crazy.
It's disgusting that a person would even say that so openly. Not even like at her house just talking crap with her friends. She's saying this live to the public.
And you had those other liberal hosts that were just nodding their hands and clapping like seals in agreement, and then having their own disgusting commentary to fill in with. It is really wild stuff. We also had a ruling recently on a case that's been developing in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The government has accused the attorney general there, Somalian health agency, of committing hundreds or millions of dollars, I should say, worth of financial fraud. And recently, Judge Sarah West overturned the guilty verdict of the jury of their peers. She said, it doesn't matter that they returned a guilty verdict. I'm just throwing that ruling out.
At the August trial for Abdi Fattah Yusuf, the jury heard evidence that he ran his home health care company, Promise Health, out of a mailbox at a Central Avenue address where multiple other home health care companies were supposedly located. Yusuf and his wife, Lol Ahmed, were charged with stealing $7.2 million of taxpayer money through Medicaid overbilling in a personal care assistant, or PCA, scam. The couple allegedly spent tens of thousands of the fraud money on luxury items for themselves. Despite the jury swiftly convicting Yusuf, Judge Sarah West last week decided they got it wrong.
It's reversing or overturning a jury's verdict.
Defense attorney Joe Tamburino, who's not affiliated with this case, reviewed the decision and analyzed it for KARE 11 News. He says Judge West ruled that the state's case relied heavily on circumstantial evidence and that she believed the state did not rule out other reasonable inferences.
That, in fact, there could have been other reasonable theories other than guilt in this case. That's what it comes down to.
Despite the ruling, even Judge West wrote that she is troubled by the manner in which fraud was able to be perpetuated at Promise Health. Jurors in the case can't believe the decision.
I am shocked. I'm shocked based off of all of the evidence that was presented to us and the obvious guilt that we saw based off of the said evidence. It was not a difficult decision whatsoever. The deliberation took probably 4 hours at most. Based off of the state's evidence that was presented, I was beyond a reasonable doubt.
Oh, what are the rules? What are the rules? What are the rules? What are the rules? When you've kept your brain, but the world's insane, how the hell you gonna find out the rules?
Now you have the attorney general there in the state of Minnesota that obviously is pursuing an appeal because the state built a fairly compelling case, and you heard testimony from one of the members of the jury that this was an easy decision to reach because they had ample evidence. It's not just circumstantial speculation that this judge is trying to assert here. They had hard evidence, and it was beyond the very high standard of a reasonable doubt. But I mean, Jerry, this shows you the restorative justice mindset of liberal leftist judges in action, where they overrode the decision of the jury. What is the point of having a jury, Jerry, if the judge is just going to override the jury?
Yeah, it should just be a bench trial then. I mean, the part that's crazy to me is even Judge Sarah West comes out and says, I'm appalled at how much fraud could take place.
Who did it remains unknown. There could be other,
it happened. So what are we doing? This is crazy, man.
Well, the state didn't have enough alternative theories. She's like a reverse Judge Fran Gull from up at the Delphi murder trial. Instead of banning alternative theories, she's inviting them into the case. So this is some crazy stuff. And then also you had recently one of these Obama justices that threw out the cases against Letitia James and James Comey, not
on the merits of the case, but just on procedural grounds because she believes that the prosecutor was not legally appointed. This was reported by Fox News.
The judge ruling the appointment of interim U.S. Attorney Lindsay Halligan violated the Constitution. The judge also criticized the DOJ for allowing an FBI agent who viewed Comey's privileged materials to testify to the grand jury. Now, the judge also tossed the case against Letitia James.
You're a crook. You're a cheat and a swindler. That's what you are. How can you do a thing like this?
How many judges stepped in to intervene on the cases against former president of the United States at the time, Donald Trump? They used every lever of lawfare against that man, but then they'll intervene for the friends of the establishment, James Comey and Letitia James. This is nasty stuff, Jerry.
It's a shame that in this country, the law will only pertain to the judge that you get it in front of.
Mm-hmm.
If you get it in front of the right judge, they'll just disregard everything else that was done. The same thing when Trump wants to put, and I'm a Trump guy, he wants something through, you send that to a different judge, and he will push it through. Even the law is partisan.
It's a perversion of the judicial maxim that justice should be blind, except now it's partisan. It is based on party affiliation and not the letter of the law. However, the Trump administration isn't done pursuing their case against James Comey and Letitia James again, since it wasn't dismissed on the basis of merits of the case. They're just going to be trying to search for a new prosecutor, and Pam Bondi says that they will appeal and continue.
What's your reaction to his being dropped into that specific investment?
Sure, we'll be taking all available legal action, including an immediate appeal, to hold Letitia James and James Comey accountable for their unlawful conduct.
He's guilty! You can see it on his smug little face. Guilty! I say guilty! Guilty! No!
That's all we want, Jerry, is accountability. That's the name of the game here.
That's it. That's it. Treat them the way you would treat me.
You're listening to Hammer and Nigel show. Jerry and Ethan filling in this afternoon. Stay tuned for more on the one and only 93 WIBC.
Coming up on Tony Katz today, there's no peace deal in Ukraine yet, but that doesn't mean there can't be a Thanksgiving miracle. After the news at noon on 93 WIBC.
We know that around the holidays, things don't always go as planned. That's why Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. So make memories this season in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Over 2,000 to choose from. And buy with zero down. Yes, zero down delivers. Every Hubler Q certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. It includes a 128-point vehicle inspection, plus a free Carfax history report. Plus, we'll pay top dollar for your trade. Bring Hubler your old car for an immediate appraisal. No matter where your plans take you, spread cheer all season long, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Happy holidays, Indiana. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 convenient locations. Select models, approved credit, warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Comprehensive cancer care is not just about treating cancer. It's caring for the person behind the diagnosis. It's our team by your side to listen, connect, and encourage, and to celebrate every milestone together. Because at Franciscan Health, your journey is our journey. Your victory is our victory. Your hope and trust in us to provide extraordinary cancer care with the latest advancements, plus a little extra TLC, is our mission. Learn more at franciscanhealth.org/cancercare.
Hi, I'm Dylan, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a customer service specialist, I love helping couples find their dream engagement ring. And guess what? I just got engaged, so it was fun to create one myself. First, my fiance tried on a bunch of ring styles and she was drawn to a classic diamond pave setting. Then we looked at different diamond shapes from pear to oval to cushion. She fell in love with the princess cut. At Shane Company, you can create a one-of-a-kind ring and get it in days, not weeks. Because a friend wants you to have a magical holiday proposal. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hey, Black Friday's come early to Tom Roush Lincoln with our 999 deal. $9,000 off a new Lincoln Corsair, $9,000 off a new Lincoln Nautilus, or $9,000 off a new Lincoln Aviator. Your choice of any of these great luxury cars, $9,000 off. So get those Black Friday deals all month long at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Corsair stock number L25277, MSRP 5220. Nautilus stock number L25270, MSRP 57235. Aviator stock number L25246, MSRP 65165. See dealer for complete offer details.
Struggling with chronic joint pain? Don't want risky surgery or endless pills? QC Kinetics is your answer. Our non-invasive treatment stimulates your body's own biologics and has a fantastic success rate without lengthy recovery or harmful medications. Ready to live your life pain-free? Go to qckinetics.com/Indianapolis or call 317-559-PAIN and get a no-obligation consultation. Whether it's stem cell, PRP, or a number of other revolutionary therapies, QC Kinetics should be the last call you make. Call 317-559-PAIN.
Listen, were you forced into getting a solar contract and now you just don't want it anymore? Maybe the solar company misled you. Or is your solar contract buried with hidden fees? Are you not saving the amount of money you thought you would on your energy costs? Don't worry. At the Solar Exit Hotline, we can help you cancel your solar contract, even if the panels are already installed. Our experienced legal team will review your contract and help you cancel it, possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You got to call right now for complete details. So listen, if you're not happy with your solar contract for any reason, we are here to help you cancel it. Call the Solar Exit Hotline now for immediate options to help you exit your solar contract. This call is 100% free.
800-798-9512. 800-798-9512. 800-798-9512. That's 800-798-9512.
Looking for the hottest trends in jewelry this year? Come to Pierce Jewelers and see their Love to Love collection in lab-grown diamond jewelry. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Shopping online might be easy, but it doesn't feel like Christmas. Trade your scrolling for strolling. Bring your family and make it part of your tradition. Sullivan's, where Christmas comes to life.
Kick off game day at the Ultimate Colts Tailgate. Join us at the Slippery Noodle this Sunday. Doors open at 9:30 a.m. Enjoy great food, good vibes, and pregame fun with fellow fans.
We have the traffic beast, Matt Bear, running wild in the traffic department. Tell us what's going on the roads, Matt.
All right, fellas, looking at southbound 65 at West Street. That's a stall blocking the left lane, calling a slowdown. And then southbound 65-70 jams from Michigan Street down to the south split. It's a construction zone. Delayed 4 minutes. Crash out by the airport heading towards Indianapolis. It's eastbound 70 at 465 and blocking the right shoulder. Northbound 69 on the northeast side, stop and go traffic from 465 up to 96th. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Shopping online might be easy, but it doesn't feel like Christmas. So trade your scrolling for strolling at Sullivan Hardware and Garden in Allisonville. Home and Garden by Sullivan. Soak in the season among holiday decor, gifts, live trees, and more at Sullivan's, where Christmas comes to life. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Everyone is hitting the roads as they leave their jobs and head to visit family for the Thanksgiving holiday. Make sure to drive safe, drive slow, and get there in one piece. It's 37 degrees outside. Brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Channel here on 93 WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Ethan and Jerry running wild on the Hammer and Nigel show this afternoon. I hope you're having as much fun as we are because, Jerry, I'm having a blast. How about you?
Oh, man, I am having a heck of a day. Can't wait to eat tomorrow. Really starting to look forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. And I am ham supremacy when it comes to Thanksgiving. I mean, I enjoy a good Thanksgiving turkey, but I think they're a little bit more temperamental to cook overall. They require more care, attention, and skill. But if you throw a ham in the oven low and slow, sprinkle it with brown sugar, pour a little honey on there, pin in a little pineapple, can't go wrong with that, Jerry. Delicious.
I'm ready for some stuffing.
That's what she said. 93 WIBC, Ethan and Jerry. Kurt got it. He's laughing. Ethan and Jerry filling in on the Hammer and Nigel show. And Jerry, the famed developer of the Research and Development Department, the famous inventor Thomas Edison once said, if at first you don't succeed, try again. But I don't believe he meant that in regards to bank robbing, where a Texas bank robber attempted to rob the same branch nearly a decade later. This was the Nobel laureate Christopher McKay, 43, who allegedly stormed into a Fort Worth Wells Fargo around 10 a.m. on a Thursday morning and threatened employees that he was armed with a handgun, demanding money. Fort Worth Police Department later said after they caught up with the perpetrator. However, his heist didn't go as planned because he fled on foot without any cash in hand. How stupid would you have to feel, Jerry, to not only attempt to rob the same bank and not get away with it twice, but you also didn't come away with any money in hand, not even a die pack? That's some spectacular levels of failure.
I mean, so here in the story, it says the ambulance was notified as the suspect was going through fentanyl withdrawals.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that might explain a thing or two there.
You probably shouldn't rob a bank when you're going through drug withdrawal.
And if you look at this guy's mugshot, is it just me? I'll hold it up to the camera. Or does this guy kind of look like a young Jack Nicholson on... Look, Jack Nicholson from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Shining.
Or The Shining. Oh, yeah. Here's Johnny.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, what an idiot. What an idiot. That's all I can say about that.
You had another con artist who, this is a story that comes from overseas in Italy, where an unemployed son impersonated his dead mother to collect thousands of euros a year in pension and benefits. Now, she had ID renewal that was coming up, and that's the only way that this guy got caught, because he attempted to dress up Mrs. Doubtfire style. Just like Robin Williams dressed up as his ex-wife in that movie. So he comes in and is dressed up as his dead mother, and an eagle-eyed employee had noticed on the form that, of course, they do not look like each other. You can tell these are completely different people. And then also they said that this person who came in dressed as his dead mother had a masculine appearance.
I mean, he tried to do the thing.
Yeah, you could see the Adam's apple. It's a dead giveaway every time. Every time. And what's worse is that this weirdo, in addition to trying to scam the government, had kept his mother's corpse in his house for 3 years, didn't even attempt to bury the body, kept it in his laundry room, and police said that by the time they found this poor woman, her body had become mummified. So crazy stuff going on here in America, overseas. You got a failed bank robber trying to get a bank for the second time, getting blocked away, and then also this nutcase son in a Mrs. Doubtfire type scandal trying to dress as his dead mother. What's wrong with people, Jerry?
You know, somebody told me, think of the dumbest person you know and realize that 50% of these people are dumber than them.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel show. Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez filling in on 93 WIBC. Stay tuned. We got 1 hour more on the way.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
It started off as a drip, so Washington ignored the problem for decades. Then suddenly the pipe burst, and illegal immigrants poured into our country across our southern border. But no more. Thanks to President Donald Trump and Congressman Jim Baird, the pipe has been fixed for good. In Congress, Baird worked to pass legislation that, according to the House Homeland Security Committee Majority Office, provides funding for the removal of millions of criminal illegal aliens across the country, allows for the completion of President Trump's border wall, authorizes the hiring of thousands of new ICE personnel, Customs and Border Protection officers, and Border Patrol agents, and stops the flow of deadly fentanyl into Indiana. To learn more about how President Trump and Congressman Jim Baird are solving America's immigration crisis and keeping our communities safe, call Congressman Baird's office at 317-563-5567 or visit baird.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
At Busey, banking is about more than numbers. It's about relationships. For over 150 years, we've been helping individuals, families, and businesses reach their goals with personalized service and local decision-making. Whether you're opening your first account or planning your next big move, we're here with the tools and support to help you move forward with confidence. Busey Bank, your partner for life's moments, both big and small. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Senator Jim Banks is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Senator Jim Banks at 202-224-4814 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Attention, Indiana homeowners. Are you tired of avoiding your wet basement? Hi, I'm Mike Smith with Swingco Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts. Imagine all the possibilities of a guaranteed dry basement, a cozy new family room, a home gym, or even a new office. And with no interest, no payment financing, you don't have to break the bank to do it. Make the most of your basement today. Call Swingco 317-407-1868 or swingcollc.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, meteorologists say to expect snow in the state very soon, why Indianapolis police were on the east side today, and the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame is releasing another bobblehead. You're listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis, it's 5 o'clock.
This is a Fox News alert. Guard members shot in D.C. I'm Lisa Brady.
Two of our brave members of the National Guard and the Department of War were brazenly attacked in a horrendous act of violence. They were shot. They're in critical condition.
FBI Director Kash Patel moments ago at a briefing on the shooting. It happened just a few hours ago near a subway stop, blocks from the White House. It's described as a targeted attack, and a suspect is in custody. The D.C. police chief just telling reporters
how the suspect was apprehended. As I said, the individual, the suspect, came around the corner. He immediately started firing a firearm at the two National Guard members. So at that time, there were other National Guard members that were in the area. They heard the gunfire. They actually were able to intervene and to kind of hold down the suspect after he had been shot on the ground until law enforcement got there within moments.
The suspect is also hospitalized. The West Virginia governor has said both injured soldiers are with his state's National Guard. Initially posting both had died, but again, they are now said to be in critical condition. President Trump deployed Guard members from multiple states to D.C. as part of a federal crackdown on crime. Wisconsin Republican Congressman and retired Navy SEAL Derek Van Orden just telling Fox.
I was in D.C. myself a few weeks ago. It's safer. Memphis is safer. St. Louis is becoming safer.
He says political rhetoric about the deployment gets more attention than the success of the mission. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth just announcing more troops will be sent to D.C.
President Trump has asked me, and I will ask the Secretary of the Army to the National Guard, to add 500 additional troops, National Guardsmen, to Washington, D.C. This will only stiffen our resolve.
The president has been briefed on the shooting, posting earlier, God bless the military and law enforcement personnel. He is in Florida for Thanksgiving. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What weather forecasters in Indiana say you can help them with. You've got a cloudy sky and 37 degrees in the Circle City. The low tonight is 25. I'm Jake McDaniel. Here's what's trending at 5:02. You can assist them with getting the word out about the upcoming weather. John Herrick.
The possibility for snow this weekend in Indiana is strong, with the highest accumulations likely in the northern part of the state. Andrew White's a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis. On Wednesday, he said the snowfall totals are hard to pinpoint right now, but he knows it's going to be frigid.
Really with messaging, we want to let people know if you've got any turkey trots or the equivalent of for your area for Thursday. You really want to get the messaging out about the cold temperatures.
He's urging you to bundle up and watch out for the occasional high wind gusts that go higher than 40 miles an hour. John Herrick, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
Indianapolis police say a person is in bad shape after they were shot on the east side this afternoon. It was near Emerson Avenue and East 21st Street. Average price for gas in Indiana today is $2.84 a gallon, says AAA. That's 20 cents below the national average. Boar's Head cheese products are being recalled over potential listeria contamination. The Food and Drug Administration says Boar's Head supplier issued the recall, and it's being categorized as Class 1, which means exposure could cause serious health consequences or death. The recalled items included Boar's Head granted Pecorino Romano cheese, FS granted Romano cheese, among others. If you have these products, you are advised to throw them out. And Indiana's winning football season is being celebrated on the field and with another Curt Cignetti bobblehead.
Coach Curt Cignetti's popularity isn't just showing up on the field, it's showing up on the shelf. After his first bobblehead sold out in no time, the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame is rolling out a second edition. This one captures a classic sideline pose, and Cignetti says the proceeds from both of his bobbleheads will go to Riley Hospital for Children. IU is number 2 in the latest college football playoff rankings. Ryan Hedrick, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
Traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 5:04.
Hi, I'm Andy, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a product development manager, I make sure every piece of fine jewelry at Shane Company is meticulously designed for quality. From 14-karat gold chains, pearl necklaces, diamond studs, and of course, dream engagement rings. We know you can get your holiday gifts anywhere these days, but knowing your loved one's gift was crafted by master jewelers? It's a difference everyone can see and feel, no matter the price. All of our fine jewelry begins with a vision by our in-house designers. Then, we ensure each piece meets our high-quality standards every step of the way, including the smallest details. It's why our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive, free lifetime warranty that covers everything and doesn't cost a dime. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry to be nothing short of perfect. Come see for yourself. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
With your WIBC traffic at 5:05, here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, Jake, by the airport eastbound, a 70 crash at 465. Left lane is blocked and traffic is slow for about 3/4 of a mile, 5-minute delay. Northeast side, northbound 465 stalled East 71st Street, blocking the center lane, jamming up traffic to East 56. Downtown southbound 6570, stop and go from the north split down to the south split. Then northbound 65 slows from Raymond up to the south split. That's construction. Traffic sponsored by Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. It's both Black Friday and Happy Honda Days all November at Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Stop in for zero down leases, special pricing, and more all month long. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And now here's the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We're in for a cold and breezy Wednesday night as clouds will begin to decrease as well. Low temperatures falling into the mid-20s. Thanksgiving Day will be our coldest in over a decade for our Thursday, with highs only in the mid-30s, but with breezy winds, despite the return of sunshine, it'll feel more like the teens to 20s. And we carry this cold air over into Black Friday with highs only in the low to mid-30s, and once again, wind chill values in the teens to 20s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jake McDaniel on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock!
Welcome back to Hour 3 of the Hammer and Nigel Show. This is Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez filling in, joined by The astute producer, Kurt Gerald's on the board, pushing the buttons and doing the things to keep the show functioning. Jerry, Democrat-run cities are falling apart at the seams. It seems like any left-wing major city has an incredible crime problem, and it looks like things are not going to improve anytime in the short term. Of course, we have this developing story coming out of Washington, D.C., where 2 National Guard members were shot. Now, Kurt, help me out here, because I remember there was some dispute over whether they had died or whether they were critically injured. Do we have any clarity on where that is right now?
Yeah, so the the governor of West Virginia had reported that they had been killed in action, and then he walked that back, and now it's being stated as on Fox News, 2 National Guardsmen are in critical condition. The suspect is in custody. Apparently he is not cooperating very well with the police. There is no motive, but all we know is lone gunman in custody, 2 National Guardsmen in critical condition.
Okay, glad he was apprehended quickly, and thank goodness that the National Guardsmen, at least for the time being, appear to still be alive, even if they are critically injured. Medical technology has come a long way, and hopefully they're able to fight for their lives and help them pull through this. Jerry, you spent some time in the service, though I don't think it was with the National Guard. It was another branch of the military. What say you about this tragic shooting?
I mean, it's too bad that they apprehended him. They should be scraping him off the street, if we're being honest. I mean, it's horrible. These guys were there in D.C. They're not from D.C. As you said, the West Virginia governor came out and made a statement, so I assume they're from West Virginia. But imagine that. You get sent there, and you're just working, and day before Thanksgiving, and some knucklehead just comes up and shoots you, we'll say. Hopefully they both survive. We're seeing conflicting stories, but what a horrible day for not only them, but the families involved.
Yeah. And like you said, all these National Guard members are trying to do, they're not terrorizing the society. They're trying to clean the streets and make Washington, D.C. a better place to live for all the citizens that are in that community. And they were selflessly sacrificing their time and their safety to be there and do that. And we hope that this shooter faces some serious accountability for this very serious crime. And like I said, in Democrat cities, it does not look like it's going to improve in the short term. Of course, we're hot off the heels of America's largest city, its most noteworthy and recognizable city, New York City, electing an avowed foreign-born Muslim socialist Democrat who has repeatedly said that the police need to be scaled back. They need to be removed. He has compared the NYPD and drawn them to the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force overseas, and said that it is the IDF who is standing on your neck in the form of a boot from the NYPD. Just some gross, disgusting stuff. And you see similar remarks echoed by one of the mayor's transition team, Zohran Mamdani, who has appointed Lumumba Bandele to be part of his transition team. And he thinks that the police need to be completely abolished. Is anybody surprised that Zohran Mamdani would select a nutcase like this?
Fundamentally, there is a problem with the overall framing of what policing has been and continues to be, and that it must be abolished. That we have to reimagine what public safety.
How about new? You crazy Dutch bastard.
So not just scaled back, but completely abolished. What say you, Jerry?
I mean, this is why it's so dangerous, right? Like, if I'm a Democrat, the Democrats and Republicans need to fight back against socialism together. Okay, there's a lot of things the Democrats believe in that I do not believe in, but we're closer than we are to socialists.
Yeah.
I mean, get rid of all police? You can't do that.
Well, and it's running in direct controversion to the facts on the ground, because we've seen in real time what the effects of restorative justice have been on these communities. We see it demonstrated here in Indianapolis over and over again with the revolving door of the criminal justice system. Individuals who have been arrested dozens of times, like that maniac who stabbed somebody on the Monon Trail, had more than 99 arrests to his record. The knuckleheads running around here a couple weeks ago, the shooting on November 8th, they caught those people, and at least 2 of them had at least 3 prior felonies, 6 between them, and had already been prior possessors, but were running around with a handgun in downtown Indianapolis nevertheless. And that's because some of the charges in the past that they had been accused of, and then the charges were dismissed by the judge, included handgun charges. So those are like the most serious part part of the crimes that these people had committed, and then they're just being treated with kid gloves by the left-wing judicial system.
So, and I'll get into this later. I'm hosting the Tony Kinnett cast tonight, 7 to 8, but the guy that lit the girl on fire in Chicago on the train, arrested 79 times.
Yeah, that's and you saw the same thing. DeCarlos Brown, the person who had stabbed Irina Zarutska on the North Carolina Charlottesville mass transit, he had more than 14 arrests to his name. But then you have knuckleheads like the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, running around saying that you can't incarcerate your way out of a crime rave. And we'll give you some facts on the ground that show facts disagree with this statement.
We cannot incarcerate our way out of violence. We've already tried that, and we've ended up with the largest prison population in the world without solving the problems of crime and violence. The addiction on jails and incarceration in this country, we have moved past that. It is racist, it is immoral, it is unholy, and it is not the way to drive violence down.
You're not just wrong, you're stupid. Now wait just a minute. And you're ugly, just like your mum.
Just ask El Salvador, Jerry, what their results were after increasing incarceration and how that impacted the murder rate. I included a graph in the show prep there.
Yeah, the sad thing is that all this does is put us in danger. All it does is put us in danger. The day you walk around downtown and one of these knuckleheads who's not afraid of Mears, our prosecutor that lets people out every day, is going to commit a crime with no fear. What was the conversation we had off camera? It's what keeps crime from happening? How did you say it?
Yeah, it's the certitude of accountability. So it's not about the threat of punishment per se, or the length of time, whether 15 years, 20 years, or we'll put you in the chair for whatever crime. It's connecting the certitude of being caught and then punished that is the true deterrent factor when it comes to committing crime. And like you said, we have Ryan Mears, who's a big proponent of restorative justice right here in Indianapolis. He routinely dismisses the most serious charges or treats these criminals with kid gloves, and it really begs the question for the citizens: when will these prosecutors and these judges take the safety of the citizenry more seriously and take that more to heart than the comfort of these convicted criminals?
Well, and that's why I support Andrew Ireland's proposed legislation. I don't know if you proposed yet, but to hold these prosecutors accountable.
Yes, I believe he was working on that in the next legislative session. Andrew Ireland, many common W's for the representative there in the Franklin area, southeastern.
I mean, think about this, Ethan. If a bartender overserves you and you do something, they're held accountable. Why should the same not happen for a prosecutor letting out a habitual offender?
Yeah, time to reevaluate that qualified immunity, and it might cause these people to act more in accordance with the law. Thanks for listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show. Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez filling in. And now it's time once again for traffic with Matt Baer. What's going on the roads, Matt?
What's going on, Ethan? Looking at eastbound 70 by the airport, this is a crash at 465, and the left lane is blocked, causing slow traffic for about 3/4 of a mile. Inbound 69, slow from 96th Street down to 465. We had a stall on northbound 465 at East 71st. That has cleared. Traffic is mostly cleared out as well. Downtown southbound 65, 70 loaded up from the north split down to Fletcher Avenue because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Freegee and Freegee Auctioneers. One day, two great auctions, December 4th at 9 a.m. The Midwest Construction and Ag Auction. At 6 p.m., the Midwest Public Automobile Auction. Visit buyfreegee.com for more details. License number AC312-00002. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It's getting colder here at WIBC. It's currently 36 degrees, feels like 22 degrees, and forecasted for a low of 30 overnight. It's going down into the 20s later in the week, so make sure to bundle up and stay warm. This has been the weather presented by the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC. Stay tuned for more Hammer and Nigel on the way.
Kendall and Casey.
Trying to get out of the grocery store to purchase anything that resembles a week's worth of food. Between the Walmart and Costco trip, it was like almost $280. How is this sustainable for most normal people?
Well, you're going to have to start taking a 50-year loan for groceries. And, of course, we've all got those utility bills.
Are they high? Is there something going on with utilities?
Kendall and Casey, weekdays 9 till noon on 93 WIPC and WIPC.com.
Man, it's cold out there, and if you spent all last winter thinking that it was time to replace your windows, but you didn't want to spend the money or have your windows done in the middle of the winter, it's a good thing you waited, because now, during Window Nation's end-of-year sale this November, you can save big on windows. 50% off all window styles and 0% financing for 5 years.
Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good, you'll actually save money on lower utility bills every month, and they're backed with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. That's a real peace of mind when choosing the right company to upgrade your home. Prefer to hear what others have to say about Window Nation? Check out their over 45,000 5-star customer reviews. Put an end to your window problems. Window Nation's end-of-the-year sale. It's your chance to save big with 50% off all window styles, plus 0% financing for 5 years. 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com.
We know that around the holidays, things don't always go as planned. That's why Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. So make memories this season in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Over 2,000 to choose from. And buy with 0 down. Yes, 0 down delivers. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. It includes a 128-point vehicle inspection, plus a free Carfax history report. Plus, we'll pay top dollar for your trade. Bring Hubler your old car for an immediate appraisal. No matter where your plans take you, spread cheer all season long, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Happy holidays, Indiana. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 convenient locations. Select models, approved credit. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Helzberg gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for Mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for Dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop our Black Friday event for up to 65% off in-store or at Helzberg.com.
Do you remember what was happening in America? Families struggling, billions in wasteful spending. But Senator Todd Young fought back. He voted for working family tax cuts, and Senator Young voted to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse, saving taxpayers billions. So call Senator Todd Young at 202-224-5623 and thank him for supporting the Working Families Tax Cut. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Guys, don't propose with a ring that she didn't pick out. Trust us, she already has a ring in mind. So engage with Gage Diamonds, in person or online, where Gage's skilled ring designers will work with her to create the perfect setting, matched with the perfect stone. Gage specializes in exquisite lab-grown diamonds. Financing available. GageDiamonds.com. We're engagement's middle name.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text Hammer and Nigel to 46220 today.
Weekday mornings at 7:15, the Tony Katz Popcorn Moment, brought to you by Boer Remodeling. Don't wait any longer for the kitchen you've been dreaming of. Request a consultation at BoerRemodeling.com.
This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's full-service jewelry store.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Nathan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez filling in this afternoon. Ooh, a little bit of Africa. Toto, like that. That's from producer Kurt Gerald's on the board, pushing the buttons and doing the things to make the show function. Thanks for spending this afternoon, your pre-Thanksgiving Wednesday celebration. If you're on the road or preparing for family, we thank you for turning your dials to 93 WIBC and spending the afternoon with us. One of the things that the Trump administration actually accomplished for a positive change in the big, beautiful bill, or the big bullcrap bill, as some people call it, because there were lots of things to complain about. What one beneficial change I think there was the work requirement for individuals younger than age 65 with no children, no disabilities, nothing to prevent them from getting a job. Then you should at least be working 20 hours a week. That's not a high bar. That's not a high threshold, producer or Jerry. I think I've been employed since I was like 16. I've been working most of my adult and pre-adult life. This is not unusual for most Americans. But here you have one individual, Nelson Scott, who was talking to Fox in Tennessee, and he believes that it's bullcrap that they are now threatening to take away his SNAP benefits. This is a 38-year-old guy, Jerry, and he's unemployed, has no children, no disabilities, nothing that would prevent him from getting a job, but he expects a handout from the taxpayer, and that's you and me.
Government officials say if you are 18 to 65 years old, you don't have a disability, you don't live with kids under the age of 14, and you don't work at least 20 hours a week, you'll likely lose your SNAP benefits. Some people on SNAP tell me they don't know if they'll have enough money to afford groceries.
That's some bull.
Nelson Scott is on the verge of losing access to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. He is 38, not disabled, doesn't have any kids, doesn't go to school, and doesn't have a job. Those are just some of the reasons he's no longer eligible for SNAP benefits. How much did SNAP help you?
It helped me a lot. I get $292 a month.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture crackdown is led by President Trump, who signed the One Big Beautiful Bill into law in July. The government shutdown stalled the November 1st deadline for implementation. However, these changes are still coming up.
That's your affair. A bum. That's what he is, a bum.
38 years old, Jerry, completely unemployed, no prospects, no kids, no dependents, nobody's taken care of, and then he expects a handout from the taxpayer. That's what's going wrong with the country, Jerry.
Well, the other part of it is he probably votes as well, right?
It's absolutely. His vote counts just the same as you or me.
I mean, if I'm paying for your food, you shouldn't be voting on any of this because it doesn't really pertain to you, right? But, this is the problem. And I'm going to say with the left, because there's also a lot of people on the right, but a government that is forced to feed you can also starve you, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
Right? In the words of one of the greatest movies of all time, Friday, the word of the day is job. J-O-B.
I forget who once said this, but it's absolutely true that the government that is big enough to give you everything you want is large enough to take everything that you have.
That's it. And this man is being manipulated, right? If you don't vote for us, they're going to take away your SNAP. That's all he's thinking about right there. But you're 38, no kids, and you don't have a job at all? I came home from Iraq, and I didn't have a job for 2 weeks. I almost lost my mind.
You got too many people that are participating in SNAP right now. You got more than 40 million Americans, and sure, there are a lot of people who need the help. They need the hand up. They are elderly or they are young children. They are people who are not of an age to take care of themselves. And yes, I think in a country that wants to support its citizens, there is room for a program that is a hand up, not a hand out. But it's not a lifetime expectation that you're supposed to be on there. And we got more than 40 million Americans, Jerry. That's almost 12% of the United States population that is on the government dole, and that's not what the program was originally envisioned or designed to be.
I don't think it is, unfortunately, in my opinion, I don't think it's become a hand up anymore. Mm-hmm. It's a way to keep you controlled.
Yeah, it's a way to keep you subservient. You become the government underclass.
That's it.
I think that's very accurate. That's something that Rush Limbaugh used to talk about on his show all the time, is the permanent underclass that was being coddled and created by the nanny state, and we see the growth of that in our modern times.
I mean, when I was a child, it was food stamps, right? You had the book of food stamps, right? And then they went to this card. Do you remember when Chris Rock said, make the EBT card 4 feet long and see how many people get off EBT?
Well, yeah, because they said it was shameful to have to use the stamps, and so they put it on a debit card form. Lots of problems going on in the States right now. Of course, one of the issues that we deal here with in the city of Indianapolis is the growing homeless problem. And you're on Twitter all the time. Jerry, have you seen this Kevin Dahlgren? He's pretty prominent covering Portland issues.
Yeah, there's certain cities, and Indianapolis had the little encampment thing here at Luger, right? It wasn't that big, but they've just taken over whole communities. Kids are walking past these encampments, and there's needles, and there's all kinds of stuff. And a lot of these cities have legislation that says you can't remove them.
Yeah, they're being coddled and promoted by left-wing policy approaches. And Kevin Dahlgren describes the situation on the ground there at Portland, saying that it's the perfect storm for homelessness. And as far as I'm concerned, Kevin Dahlgren is the ghost of Christmases yet to come for the city of Indianapolis. If we don't change our ways, just like Scrooge, then we're going to be dealing with situations like this.
So behind me is yet another homeless man completely out of his mind on the streets of Portland, yelling at himself, yelling at cars, walking into traffic. He almost got hit by a bus. You see this everywhere, okay? This is the real crisis, is the streets of Portland. It's not a homeless crisis, it's a mental health crisis. It is an addiction crisis. These are the people that need serious intervention, assertive outreach, and it is just not happening at the level it needs to. Oregon has the highest per capita rate of mental health issues in the entire United States. We also have one of the highest per capita rates of addiction. You add that to one of the near highest rates of homelessness, and we have this perfect storm in Portland. So again, we may not have the most homeless, but we have the highest acuity homeless, and that is key. It's the highest acuity, the most vulnerable, the most extreme cases, which makes the job far, far, far harder. Not impossible, but this is why we need to rethink the approach and not just coddle them, not just enable them, not just give, but help empower them to reach their fullest potential.
Do it. That's the key, Jerry. It's not to coddle them. It's not this infinite handout. It is connecting them with the resources that are needed to help them help themselves. It's the only way you can do it.
So I've always thought, and I don't know how you would put this into play, but you need to work 40 hours somewhere, and then we will offset the money that we decide needs to be the median line.
Sure.
So you put in 40 hours at McDonald's and maybe you get some check, and then we will give you money on top of that, but you have to work.
There's also lots of trash to be cleaned up around the city.
Yep, and there's always construction going on.
Always construction. Stay tuned to the Hammer and Nigel show. This is Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez filling in. Coming up next, we're going to talk about a Democrat Tennessee state representative that is running in the special election for the 7th District. It looks like she's been sipping the crazy sauce. We'll dive into that. But first, we have the news coming up next with Jake McDaniels. What's up, Jake?
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
What's up, guys? A shooting near the White House. It's cloudy in Monument Circle. It's also 37 degrees, feels like 27, and the lows tonight are even in the mid-20s. I'm Jake McDaniel, and here's what's trending at 5:30. D.C. police say 2 National Guard members were shot today. FBI Director Kash Patel.
2 of our brave members of the National Guard and the Department of War were brazenly attacked in a horrendous act of violence. They were shot. They're in critical condition.
President Trump said on Truth Social that the suspect was also shot before being taken into custody. Frigid temperatures are supposed to stick around in Indiana for the foreseeable future. As for snow possibilities beginning on Saturday.
We have fairly good confidence that we're going to be starting out generally as an all snow or mostly snow for most of central Indiana.
Andrew White, National Weather Service meteorologist in Indianapolis, says he's uncertain about the snowfall totals at this time, but he expects travel to be difficult this weekend, especially in northern Indiana. Over 30 people have died after high-rise apartments caught on fire in Hong Kong. Police say 3 men were arrested for their involvement. The 2025 Atlantic hurricane season will end Sunday. For the first time in a decade, the U.S. avoided a hurricane strike. And the bidding wars in Hollywood over Warner Brothers' streaming elements and studios has started. Here's Fox's Michelle Polino.
Netflix is ramping up a full-scale charm offensive with Warner Brothers Discovery and U.S. regulators as it pushes to buy the company's studio and streaming arm. And rival bidders are worried it's starting to work. Sources tell Fox Business's Charles Gasparino's On the Money that Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos has been personally lobbying both the Trump administration and members of the Warner Brothers board to quiet antitrust fears, a move that's beginning to erode Paramount Skydance's early lead in the auction. The bidding war is now heading into its next phase. A second round of offers is expected within days, where players will either increase their numbers or drop out entirely. Michelle Polino, Fox News.
News time, 5:32. Your traffic now with Matt Bear.
All right, taking a look at the west side, northbound 465 at West 10th Street. Crash blocking the left lane and causing stop-and-go traffic back to Washington, US 40. That's a 2-minute delay. Southbound side, rubbernecking right now from Crawfordsville Road down to West 10th. Downtown, southbound 65, 70, stop and go from the north split to the south split. It's a 7-minute delay. Northbound 65 slows from Raymond Street up to the south split because of construction. And on the northeast side, northbound 69, stop and go 465 up to 82nd Street. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Shopping online might be easy, but it doesn't feel like Christmas. So trade your scrolling for strolling at Sullivan Hardware and Garden in Allisonville. Home and Garden by Sullivan. Soak in the season among holiday decor, gifts, live trees, and more at Sullivan's, where Christmas comes to life. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And your American Standard Heating Weather Center forecast.
Cold and breezy Wednesday night as clouds will begin to decrease as well. Low temperatures falling into the mid-20s. Thanksgiving Day with highs only in the mid-30s, but with breezy winds, despite the return of sunshine, it'll feel more like the teens to 20s. And we carry this cold air over into Black Friday with highs only in the low to mid-30s, and once again, wind chill values in the teens to 20s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jake McDaniel. On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
And they say you don't tug on Superman's cape. You don't spit into the wind.
Welcome back to the Hammer and Nigel show with Ethan and Jerry filling in this afternoon, having lots of fun, and the show has blown by so quickly. I can't believe we're already in segment 10, or so, no, even later than that, segment 11. Thanks for listening to the show, 93 WIBC. And this segment, I wanted to talk about a Democrat state representative in the fine state of Tennessee. Beautiful country, driven through there a number of times. Man, it's fun to spend time in Pigeon Forge and or Pigeon Forge area. Jerry, you been down there?
I've been there for baseball tournaments. I want to go to Gatlinburg. I've never been.
Loads of fun. It had one of the, I think, of course, there may be more at this time, but one of the only 7 indoor skydiving centers in the United States. You visit that?
No, that sounds crazy.
Well, you're suspended. There's safety netting, but you're essentially suspended over this giant fan, and you wear those
like
squirrel
wing
suits.
suit.
Yeah, wing suits, and then you can skydive indoors, and it lifts you right up. It's 2 or 3 stories tall, this tube. It's cool stuff. It's amazing what technology can do.
It's not typically something Spanish people do.
No skydiving?
No, we're not skydiving people.
Land-dwelling people?
Land-dwelling swimmers. I like to swim.
Okay, yeah, no, swimming is great. I mean, I don't blame you. It's also probably hard to skydive holding a taco or having a taco inside of you. Spanish food, very heavy. So anyway, this is a Democrat state representative, and she's running for the special election in the 7th District. Her name is Afton Bain, and she is running against Republican Matt Van Epps. Currently, they are neck and neck. Matt Epps edging her out by 2%, 48% of voters supporting him, compared to 46% who support Democrat Afton Bain. And that is well within the margin for error, Jerry, which makes this very scary territory for the Republican running in that election, but it is imperative that he secure victory here because this Afton Bain just seems like she is absolutely a nutcase. Of course, in recent days, some of her past comments and past actions are coming to light. One such instance is back in 2019 when she was literally dragged out of the governor's office, Governor Lee at the time, because she had stormed in, barged in. Oh, you're going to get a piece of my mind. And the state trooper's like, nah, you're not. Nah, you're not. And drags her right out. And she's screaming and kicking and crying and sobbing. And we got the audio right here.
Are you okay?
Sorry, that was completely unnecessary.
You stormed into the governor's office, lady.
That is unreasonable. Y'all should be ashamed.
I'll tell you what you get. The police. Get what you deserve.
I mean, it's amazing these people do this stuff, and then when they get snatched up by the cops, all of a sudden they want to start screaming and crying. You didn't have to do that. Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. You literally barged in uninvited into the governor's office at the State House. That is absolutely called for. And you're lucky they didn't do anything more than that. They just dragged you out and let you go, sob to yourself and have a little sad story to upload to the Twitter or the TikTok.
Hey, in the words of Kevin Hart, you're going to learn today.
Yeah, no, she seems like just a peach. Of course, during 2020, she went completely wild. She had a series of tweets that have since been deleted, and you know how deleted tweets work on Twitter, Jerry. You never get away with that. The cover-up is always worse than the crime. Just fess up to it or say that you've moved on, you've modulated your views, whatever, but don't try to cover your tracks because the people will catch you every single time. And I was pretty impressed by this journalist, Jerry, because usually you don't get this kind of coverage out of the media, but this journalist really pressed Afton Bain on what she had tweeted and asked her if she still supports people burning police stations to the ground. Yeah, I see your eyes bugging out. This is some crazy stuff. She supports people burning the police station.
And she's running for office.
And she's running for office, and she's close to winning. She's within the margin of error. So this is a close race in the Tennessee 7th District there. And she won't answer and give a straight answer. So in other words, she still supports it, that she believes police stations should be burnt down. Listen to this exchange, Jerry.
Representative, in 2020, you made some tweets that have since been deleted that were very critical of police. You said in those since deleted tweets that the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department should be dissolved. Another cheered on a teachers union saying that defund the police should be a requirement for schools reopening. And another saying good morning, especially to the 54% of Americans that believe burning down a police station is justified. 2020 was obviously a very fraught year. Do you still stand by those comments? And if not, is there anything you want to clarify?
I'm not going to engage in cable news talking points, but what I will say is that, our communities need solutions. We need local people deciding, solving local problems with local solutions, and that's not the overreach of a federal government or state government of which we are dealing with in Nashville and our cities across the state of Tennessee.
So you don't want to clarify whether you still believe that the police should be defunded?
Once again, I don't remember these tweets, but what I'm saying is that...
I'm not asking you if you remember. What is your position today? How's that on this issue?
I mean, once again, I'm here to talk about my race, which is in literally 9 days.
It is crazy. We say to give a woman power is like to give a gun to a monkey. We have stopped doing that ever since the 1999 Astana Zoo massacre.
I mean, you better watch out, Tennessee. The election's only in 9 days. I mean, she seems like a tall glass of crazy.
I mean, it's completely nuts. Also, I did find her tweets from June 3rd, 2020. So that's how Twitter works right there. And
yeah, because there's this thing. It's called screenshots, guys. We can take screenshots. So don't ever try and delete your tweets. You can apologize. You can say you changed your mind, modulated your views. You can, walk yourself back from some of these comments. And look, sometimes we post things that later in life we come to regret.
I mean, not like that.
Not like that. Yeah, usually not that dire, but trying to cover up and delete the tweets, that's where you run afoul, I think, of most people and plain common sense, Jerry. And you know more about that because you're pretty adept on the Twitter.
So I tell people, if you ever tweet something you completely disagree with what you said or it's ridiculous like that, just quote tweet it and say I got it wrong. Own it and say I got it wrong.
Yeah.
But we need to start taking these people serious. Right? Mamdani got elected, is going to be the mayor of NYC. This lady's running there. Look what happened in Minnesota.
She also had past tweets of her specifically saying that she hates Nashville. She's running to be the congressional representative of Nashville, and now she's having to walk back her previous comments. Like, oh, well, yeah, we all get crotchety about the tourism industry, and this was how she tried to explain it to the Reverend Al Sharpton.
Trump has called you the AOC of Tennessee, and Republicans have resurfaced old comments you made, comments that you made about not liking country music. What's your response to these Republican attacks?
Yeah, as a Nashvilleian, I think we all get a little annoyed with the tourists that come to town, but that doesn't mean I love my city. In fact, instead of sitting on the sideline and complaining about it, I decided to run for office, and that's why I'm the state representative that represents downtown Nashville.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That's the scary thing, Jerry. Not only is she running now to be the congressional representative of the 7th District, but she's already a sitting state representative. How could you vote with a straight face for a lady like this to be your representative in the state house? Are these people just not paying attention, or are they super radicals down there, too? I mean, I know in the big cities, you always have your Democrat stronghold, but, you got like Representative Tim Burchett. He's not a nutcase. He's a Republican. Tennessee, largely Republican state, red state. And then here you have Afton Bain, state representative, just doing a complete disservice to her constituency by letting her motor mouth get her in trouble.
I mean, these people are in our government.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're dangerously unstable and making life worse for you and I every single day. Thanks for listening to 93 WIBC. We got one more segment on the way, including an update on that crazy story from the Boston seaport about a human skull found encased in concrete. We'll tell you if they found Jimmy Hoffa coming up next.
Coming up on Tony Katz today, there's no peace deal in Ukraine yet, but that doesn't mean there can't be a Thanksgiving miracle. After the news at noon on 93 WIBC.
Everybody knows Hubler's got the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles. But did you know? Now you can get that same limited powertrain warranty on new Toyotas. Introducing the all-new Hubler Toyota. Get grand opening savings all month long. And right now, lease a new 2025 RAV4, just $349 per month. Or a new 2026 Corolla, $219 per month. Plus, choose from Camrys, Corollas, Highlanders, Tundras, and more.
Hubler's got you covered.
At the all-new Hubler Toyota on US 31 South in Indianapolis. Visit HublerToyota.com. Grand opening savings and the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles.
Cover me!
Select models, approved credit, plus tax tag title license, 249 dealer doc, 36 months RAV4 model 4432, 39 months Corolla model 1852, 29.99 due, 0 security, 10,000 annual miles, 15 cents per mile thereafter, expires 11/30.
Hey, what's up? It's Nigel. Had a chance to stop by PA Jewelers in Brownsburg. It's such a great, unique, family-owned jewelry store. Huge selection and probably the most competitive pricing on these beautiful pieces of jewelry that I've ever seen. So, guys, did you forget your anniversary again? Trying to impress a lady in your life? Celebrating a birthday? You have to get to PA Jewelers in Brownsburg. They don't mark up their jewelry like the other guys. Sale prices every single day. PA Jewelers in Brownsburg. Tell them Nigel sent you.
Do you suffer from sore feet, back, knee, or hip pain? The Good Feet Arch Support System has helped many people find relief, like Tim.
I'm always telling my colleagues who have sore feet, this is the greatest thing. I'll even take my shoe off and show them. And I believe in the product so much. When you have something that works, you kind of want to share it with people. It worked for me, maybe it can work for you.
Or do you wake up at night with heel pain, like Crystal?
I would wake up in the middle of the night with all kinds of pain in my heels and in my arch. So I went to the Good Feet store. And ever since then, I've been pain-free. I wear them every day. I wear them when I walk, at the gym, when I work. They're great.
Get back to walking, working, and exercising, and imagine a life without pain. No shots, no surgery, no medication. You've got nothing to lose but your pain. Stop into the Good Feet store today for a free fitting and test walk. We're located in Castleton by the Fashion Mall or in Greenwood, just off the 65.
What I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Picture this, you're on a date, and then bad breath happens. Confidence gone. Here's the truth. Most gums and mints are just bad breath Band-Aids, but not Zellman's Minty Mouth. The functional breath freshener you swallow. Tiny dual-action capsules with mint on the outside, parsley seed oil inside, clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders, even garlic and onions. It's only available online. Go to Zellmans.com, Zelmins, Zellmans.com, code FRESH for 15% off.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Senator Jim Banks is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Senator Jim Banks at 202-224-4814 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Need to sell your home without the hassle? Sell your home to people you can trust. Call Simple Quarters, 317-900-HOME. Simple Quarters, sponsor of Fill Up in the News with Tony Katz.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
Black Friday prices are in effect now at Grand Appliance on top brands like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, and more. Visit grandappliance.com or your local showroom for details.
Head to the contest page at WIBC.com and enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see the Nutcracker December 4th through 8th at Clues Memorial Hall.
We got Matt Bear with the traffic. What's going on with roadways, Matt?
All right, Ethan, looking at the west side crash northbound 465 at West 10th Street. Left lane is blocked. Traffic stop and go back to West Washington Street. A 7-minute delay. Southbound lanes rubbernecking, so we're slow from Crawfordsville Road down to West 10th. Southbound 6570 jammed up from Michigan Street down to the South Split. That is construction, a 3-minute delay. Northbound 65 slows from Raymond Street into the South Split because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Shopping online might be easy, but it doesn't feel like Christmas. So trade your scrolling for strolling at Sullivan Hardware and Garden in Allisonville. Home and Garden by Sullivan. Soak in the season among holiday decor, gifts, live trees, and more. Sullivan's, where Christmas comes to life. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It's still pretty cold, but it's warmed up a few degrees. Seems like the wind has died down just a tad bit here as we transition into evening here in the city of Indianapolis, where it's currently 37 degrees, but it feels like 24. So make sure to stay bundled up and keep yourself warm. This has been presented at the American Standard Heating Weather Center on 93 WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show. Ethan Hatcher and Jerry Lopez filling in. Jerry Lopez is not done. Stay tuned right here to 93 WIBC, where he is pulling a double duty and filling in on the Tony Kinnett cast from 7 to 8 p.m. So make sure to check Jerry out as he hosts the show. What you got planned, Jerry?
So they call that one Black Friday. Today is Cuban Wednesday.
Cuban Wednesday.
So we got Hold the L, which is going to be an award that I give out to the Idiot of the Week. IBSU Not, which is a ridiculous story that you got to hear. We're going to take calls in the fourth segment from listeners, and we don't usually do that, right? So we're going to do something you're thankful for, and what is the most overrated Thanksgiving food?
Sweet potatoes.
Got your vote?
That's my vote.
All right. I don't want to give mine away. I think mine's going to win, but we'll see.
Stay tuned right here to 93 WIBC. Jerry Lopez will be joining us again, hosting the Tony Kinnett Cast, 7 to 8 p.m. And also make sure to support Hammer and Nigel as they are taking part in the WIBC toy drive, making sure to give gifts to underprivileged children around Indianapolis. Good stuff. So make sure to drop off your toys here at downtown Indianapolis Monument Circle so we can help the kids around the city.
And there's also the Black Friday sale for the Hammer and Nigel show on their merch as well. So you can go grab your shirts. They got a lot of good stuff, so check that out.
Yeah, make sure to support the merch store. And I am working on some potential merch for Saturday night on the Circle coming soon. I'll keep you updated as we work more on that. Here was a crazy story coming out of Arizona, Jerry. Now, you said you were a little bit of a rambunctious youth. You ever been caught up in something like this where 249 people were arrested at one bar, all caught serving underage kids, lots of fake IDs. 3 of them went to jail. 246 of them were booked and then released back to their parents. This was at Tempe Tavern, Arizona. 249 people, Jerry. They had to have 57 law enforcement officers making contact with these kids and their fake ID.
That bouncer sucked. That bouncer sucked.
I think the bouncer was in on it. He probably raking in like 20 from every kid.
So I went to Indiana State. I had a fake ID. When I got to the service in Seattle, I tried to go to, like, they had a strip of clubs downtown. And the bouncer looked at my ID, said, "I'm keeping it. If you want it back, go ask the cop." I said, "No thanks," and walked away.
We'll just pay for the replacement. It's going to be cheaper. There was also a story I'm sure many people saw where a human skull was found in the Boston seaport, buried in concrete. Now, the first thing that I thought, Jerry, was, oh, my God, did they find Jimmy Hoffa? But it turns out, no, they didn't find Jimmy Hoffa. It was just a concrete worker back in the early 1980s with a sense of humor. That skull was completely fake. It was just,
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Is just a fake, and they put it in the concrete. And that's the kind of sense of humor I can support. I tried to do something similar at that 4-bedroom property that I've been working the last 2 years on to renovate. I wanted to put a full-size skeleton in the wall and let it get covered in cobwebs, but I didn't pay close enough attention to the Amazon listing because instead of a 6-foot-tall skeleton, I got a 3-foot-tall skeleton.
Oh,
so
didn't want to do a fake kid. That's too much.
Yeah. So I still put him in there. It's just, he's a midget, not a kid. But a perfectly adult-sized portion skeleton, some hidden in the walls there on my 4-bedroom project. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we got for the show today. Thanks for spending the afternoon with us here on the Hammer and Nigel show. Had a lot of fun, Jerry. Hope you did too.
Man, I had a blast, Ethan. I think this might be the first time we worked together, man. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it again sometime.
Heck yeah.
And stay tuned to 93 WIBC.
We know that around the holidays, things don't always go as planned. That's why Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. So make memories this season in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Over 2,000 to choose from. And buy with 0 down. Yes, 0 down delivers. Every Hubler Q certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. It includes a 128-point vehicle inspection, plus a free Carfax history report. Plus, we'll pay top dollar for your trade. Bring Hubler your old car for an immediate appraisal. No matter where your plans take you, spread cheer all season long, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Happy holidays, Indiana. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 convenient locations. Select models approved.